sweet secrets.
Alright, I guess we should change that. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't eat your baby.
Suffered ate my baby.
I mean, he did. He's a liar. Alright.
Just the hands. Those sweet
Deck
dimensional baby
tech
hands.
with string.
You should like spell it like horribly wrong.
Okay.
Like SHING. Swing.
Perfect.
You should also probably sit down in that chair so people can see your lovely face.
Okay.
Not Zach's face. Nobody wants to
Wow.
see that.
Rude.
In fact, here, do we have like a
That's my
sensor
sweet
maybe?
sideboard.
Can we just,
Damn. I don't know why we didn't just grab a bag then.
Is it streaming? Oh my
You're
goodness.
streaming.
See, the problem with Tristan's computer.
I didn't know whether or not.
I saw
to
some
play
white
this card.
going on. Okay.
It goes good with upheaval, but it's just at the same time I'm not really ramping to anything.
Well, it says we're live. Oh, there we go. We're live.
Oh, look at that.
Cool. So
We did it.
we're
Why
just,
isn't it up over here?
We just have nobody watching,
Oh.
but we're live, and it is theoretically recording.
Did
I
you
don't
put
know
it
if
on
that's
the
true.
FCB page?
No,
I
it wouldn't
probably
let
should
us
do that
log
too.
in. Oh, yeah, you can put it on the...
Yeah. Well, I put it
yeah.
on Atlanta Magic, and absolutely nobody did anything.
To be fair, it's only 8:52.
It's true. We are lying. We're lying to all these people.
You said approximately 45.
Watch this thing.
Watch this thing.
Got it. It also seems to think I'm playing Age of Empires, which is
The game is sweet.
it's a fun game, but it's also not what I'm playing.
I got some good sideboard cards against aggro in there.
Yeah, do you have any...
So we're just gonna use this.
I guess I'll ask on the...
I mean, it's streaming right now, so
Okay,
you
well.
can say hello.
Alright, well, hello from
Hello.
FCB Games. We're sitting here with Schwing.
Yep, Schwing.
Schwing.
Everyone knows Schwing. He's a good guy.
We've just drafted some decks from what is more or less the Holiday Cube. It's got a few things added in, but it's got real power, so that's sweet. You always see those big names doing the Holiday Cube online, but we've got the stuff in the flesh.
The real thing.
Yeah. So Schwing, why don't you tell us about your deck?
Okay. So what's the best way for me to show? Should I show people or just talk?
You're welcome to do either.
Well, my deck is pretty sweet. It's a blue-black control deck, so half of it is lands. I have 16 lands. In terms of what I'm trying to do with the deck, I was passed a crap ton of very powerful cards. I will just show them one-on-one because I'm myself in disbelief. So we have, of course, the Lotus to start things off. This was the power 9 that I started my pack with. So of course I grabbed it.
Nothing says fun like playing a turn 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor. I heard that's good.
Fun. And we followed up with my end game, which I have 3 mana rocks to play this lovely spell. It makes the game reset, but hopefully in my favor because I have 3 Signets plus the Thran Dynamo that I may or may not play. That's upheaval, by the way. We have Treachery. Control Magic I find is always very good, and these Legacy Holiday Cubes and Control Magic that's free is even better. I was actually passed one of the 2 most powerful blue cards. This one is Jace the Mind Sculptor. This is a win con and can get me to the win game if I get there somewhere. I also have another Planeswalker because extra value is always good in these limited formats. This goes well with all the Signets that power my upheaval. I have just other blue bombs. These are all first picks in the Legacy queue, but in the Holiday queue, they're not quite as strong. I have Force of Will, True Name Nemesis, and Vidalcan Shackles. I'm actually playing 11 islands, so hopefully that can power the Shackles through most of my mid-range aggro opponents. Oh, and this was actually my first pick in my first pack. That's Mind Twist. I'm not sure if you guys know what that card is, but it's pretty much unstoppable, especially if you get any mana ramp going into it.
It's not fun to play against, especially Black Lotus.
And then I have a bunch of... Oh, I almost forgot. I was past this in the third pack by Chad, who was forcing red-black aggro. So you might not know this card. This is pretty good in a blue deck. You just draw 3 cards for no reason.
If games go really long, you make your opponent draw 3
I
cards.
also have its ugly stepbrother, so I almost cut this card. This might be the worst card in my deck, but every time you can draw 3 cards for 1 mana, even if you have to wait a few turns, not too bad.
You didn't want to just go the Shardless Bug route?
You know. And then the rest of my deck is just little cards that tie together. I got, Shadow Mage Infiltrator to draw cards, get value. Vendilion Click, always good to make sure nobody's, sneaking in an Emrakul or anything like that on you. I got plenty of removal. Gatekeeper of Malakar, Liliana of the Veil, good control removal, and then some cheap removal, such as Go for the Throat. Ultimate Price, and then I have a little bit of deck manipulation in Impulse, Preordain, and Baleful Strix. So that's pretty much it. I'm very happy with my deck. I don't think the people around me play a lot of Holiday Cubes, so I'm feeling very good. And hopefully I do well with it.
So I've got your sideboard right here, and it seems like you picked up a decent number of pretty good white cards. So you've got here Sorin, Lord of Innistrad. You managed to pick up a Lingering Souls, an Elspeth Sun's Champion. Now, these are no Power 9 or Jace the Mind Sculptor, but did you just not find enough white to make it Esper? Or are you going for consistency?
Yeah, the consideration I had to make was, are these cards better than Vidalcan Shackles, which requires a lot of islands to power? And my estimation is they're really not. The white card that I hate to cut the most is this beautiful card right here, Balance, which you can single-handedly turn the game in your favor anytime you cast it. But, Zach, I just didn't have enough. My mana base is 4 blue-black lands and 1 white land, so I would have had to play with 4 or 5 planes that would have really hurt my mana base. So it was a mana consideration. I would have loved to play Elspeth and Lingering Souls and Sorin, but just didn't seem to work this time.
So I see you have a cave of Cave of Koilos?
Yeah, that was my only.
You picked that up earlier on when you were thinking
when I thought I might be going white. So
what here is your sideboard plan? I see you've got a Lifebane Zombie and some other stuff. You're kind of gearing up against specific decks.
Yeah, I feel like my deck, I'll have so much card advantage and control over it that I'm not particularly worried about the late game, but I don't want people to go under me. So I have cards like Disfigure, I have cards like Old Man of the Sea, and removal cards.
And a Fire Drinking Satyr, I see.
And Bone Shredder, just to make sure that the aggro doesn't sneak under me. But, so yeah, I'm very happy with the cube and the deck I drafted, and hopefully I can kick some booty.
Well, I don't think I'm supposed to be biased or play favorites, but, I think your chances of winning this are pretty good.
Well, I hope so, but, yeah.
So, tell us about this tournament, because I heard the host, the one who owns the cube, his name is Barry. He's a local at the shop, and he supports a lot of events here. He's a really good guy. I heard him talking about some special conditions and stuff for the cube.
Yes, so if you don't know Barry, he's pretty much a CEO of a software company of some kind. He has way too much money to know what to do with.
That's true.
So he generally, this entire Holiday Cube is real cards. He's got the entire Power 9 set, all the, so, and not only that, he has a ton of challenges and just weird stipulations. Like, if you draft a land, you apparently got 3 packs, because Barry just wants to give away money when he's doing these things. So basically, I'm thinking he's giving out around 3 boxes worth of cards, and the Holiday Cube is $15, and you win a box by itself. So it's just incredible value, and I'm happy that Barry is a crazy person. So
yeah, this happens all the time.
Please come on down to FCB if Barry's hosting something. He just gives away money.
It was back in Theros block. The I can never remember her name. The Simic God came out, and Barry.
Carametra.
Just out of curiosity, he wanted to see if he could buy enough of them before the set was released, if he could pre-order enough to make the price fluctuate on TCG Player and Star City, and he did. I'm not gonna throw any numbers out there, but he bought a lot of them. He bought so many that Star City had to partially refund his order because they didn't open that many.
That's true. Well, yeah.
So Barry's a character. He's a great guy. We're really glad to have him here. Were they peeking in because they're about ready to start rounds?
I think so.
All right, well, we're gonna set up the feature match real quick. We'll have a game of Magic for you in just a second. Good luck.
got a mic check. You probably should close the door
Yeah.
so all the heathens outside will stop making so much noise.
The mic is moving up and down though. The sound is.
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
That's weird because usually it's the mic right here.
Let me double check.
Dude, if we just like air the whole deck tech.
Yeah, the mic is catching it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're checking with the.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that this is here.
That's fair.
So, yeah, they're just shuffling.
Alright.
Making sure that they don't draw 8 lands in a row, because that's a very fast way to knock yourself out of the queue.
I think the only people who really do that are myself, and I've seen Arya draw a very impressive number of lands.
True, he can do that.
What was it? It was back in which core set had Colonian Hydra and Archangel Athum? It was like 14, 13, 13? I can
I
never keep
think
track.
it was 14, because I'm pretty sure 13 had Thragtusk.
Okay.
Because 12 had Primeval Titan.
I missed
11 and
Thragtusk.
12. Thragtusk was a very, very nice
I
card.
miss him. They should give
Is
him
he in the
back.
cube? Do you know?
I don't know, but if he is, I'll play the next cube.
I will check this list. Alright, let's see.
Arya was sitting there, and the core set sealed the pre-release, and he kept
Thragtusk appears
look
to,
at that.
in fact, be in this cube.
he kept getting
According to
flooded.
this.
He kept getting flooded.
Yeah, they can begin whenever they...
Yeah.
We're watching them. We can see you!
Anyway, Arya kept getting flooded all day, so he built his deck, his sealed deck, and he
It
put
looks
in
like a 4 from Carlos, and
15 lands.
looks like Alex's first.
Kept boarding him out.
Alright, so... Alex's first. We'll keep track of that. That means...
He mulligan once.
No, I don't believe
what is
they've looked at their cards yet. I think they just rolled for dice. Unless he chose to go second.
Is it a
What
Gaia's Cradle in his hand?
It might be. That looks like
A
an
Vraska? That's
entomb.
definitely a Vraska I just saw.
What is that card on top? That's a Gaia's
Yeah,
Cradle.
it is a Gaia's Cradle. I swear I saw a Vraska in his hand.
It could be. Oh, okay, so it looks like they both kept. It's not. It's a Guldra's Assassin. It's a level up card. I believe it's a 1/1. I will bring it up because it's been a while. It starts as a 1/1. You can pay 2 mana to put a level up counter on it. When it gets 2, it becomes a 2/2. You can pay 1 and tap it to give target creature -2/-2 until the end of the turn. And if it gets 4 counters, it becomes a 4/4, and you can pay the same cost to make it give a creature -4/-4 until the end of the turn. So, we did get a chance to kind of like see what Carlos was building. He's basically built mono white Death and Taxes.
It's pretty great, actually.
It looks like. Okay,
Oh.
Carlos is playing. That's a Mox Pearl, and that looks like a
I can't quite
Porcelain Legionnaire. It's a 3/1 with first strike. He has taken 2 damage because it's a 3 mana, but one of them is a Phyrexian mana. So Carlos is now at 18.
He fetched as well. It should be at 17.
17,
He
yeah.
fetched with
That
heat.
is correct. We were talking about the assassin.
Oh, there's a Scavenging Ooze.
So this actually is really interesting that if Carlos doesn't find a removal spell, we know he has a couple of them in his deck, but if he doesn't find one fairly early, that Scavenging Ooze can create a huge problem. But in Honor of the Pure is
that's
pretty,
real.
yeah.
That's
So
pretty
now
real.
he's putting 4 damage across each turn. Now, this is just barely a winning proposition for Carlos because... Oh, that's amazing. Actually, that makes it... I was going to say, it's just barely a winning proposition because although Alex is only putting 3 across per turn, he's... now he's making 4 mana. That looks like a Garruk in his hand, although...
The Wild Speaker?
Yeah, Wild Speaker. I believe it allows him to untap 2 lands, which means he
that's
could
one of the
theoretically...
He can make a beast, can't he?
Well, he could make a beast. He can also generate another 3 mana by untapping the Cradle and one of his other lands. I don't know what land that is. Is that a Library of Alexandria?
I think
that
yes,
might
it is.
be. Yeah.
That is what that is. Huh.
So,
Yep.
It looks
He's
like
tapping the
he's
cradle.
plussing and he's going to tap 2 lands, so he's going to make some mana, which I assume means he's got a 3-drop. And then from there, I assume he's just going to look to throw things instead of in front of the Legionnaire to keep Carlos from just killing the Wild Speaker and try and use that to generate a bunch of advantage.
Oh, he's gonna.
He's going to level up. Okay, that's
It's okay. The problem is if Carlos keeps committing pressure, it's gonna get really out of hand really quickly.
So basically, if he can put 2 counters on this, it's going to take a while. But if you can put 2 counters on it, he can then pay a black. He can do it next turn, actually. He can throw the scavenging, but he has to throw the scavenging ooze under the Porcelain Legionnaire. But then what he can do is put a counter on it, untap those lands with the Garruk, and then use the swamp to activate and kill the Legionnaire. But he will lose his scavenging ooze, which is not great. And if Carlos...
Oh, wow, there's an Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know... I
I
don't think you chump with the scavenging ooze anymore. It made sense when you had it threatened, but I don't know that he gains anything by doing this. But now he has to top deck a swamp. He does have a Vrask in his hand. I don't know what that card on top is. I actually don't recognize that art. If he has a second swamp, he can do it. If he has a way to deal with the Oblivion Ring, he can do it. He does not have enough counters to do that. He needs 2. So he's going to put a counter on it, but now he needs a black source. He can make 2 green mana, so he's going to play a Strangler. That's actually pretty good.
It's a free blocker.
It's good at blocking his Legionnaire. And so he's going to maze at F, but Carlos isn't going to take 2 damage, so that's something. And now if Carlos can't deal with the assassin, this turn he's going to lose his Legionnaire. So I don't think Alex is in a bad spot. In fact, because he has the Vraska that he can play next turn, I would say he's in a very good spot. The Bone Splinter is nice, but unfortunately...
It doesn't really do anything about the Strangle
It doesn't it doesn't do anything about the Strangle Geist, and it also doesn't save his Legionnaire from the assassin.
But he can't even get in for damage really at this point.
So I mean, again, he's gonna swing for 6, but I mean, Alex was gonna chump block anyway.
Right,
this is not a secret, so he's gonna get the -1. But next turn he could play the Vraska, blow up the Oblivion Ring, and kill his Seeker away, and kill untap, then kill the guy, the Porcelain Legionnaire. I don't know why I blanked on that. And let's see if he recognizes that he
Cradle's
can do
doing
this.
work.
Yeah, the Cradle is huge right now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure the Cradle was really going to do much for him because he almost seemed like he was a sort of rock
kind of like mid-range,
yeah.
But he does have a good amount of aggro control. So the big thing here is Carlos is basically tapped out. He's got the maze. I disagree with that. I would have played the Vraska first because now... So he killed the Legionnaire, but now he can't cast the Vraska in his hand. That's an Awakening Zone. So what that does is at the beginning of his upkeep, he gets a 0/1 Eldrazi that he can sacrifice and add a colorless mana to his mana pool.
That's quite good for blocking.
Yeah, they're really good for blocking. Oh, he can make a Scavenging Ooze Baker, so that's nice.
He gains life as well.
He does gain a life, so he's back up to 13. And now he can't... Well... Yeah, he'll just untap.
But it's not necessarily wrong to just make him use it.
Right.
See what he does.
I mean, I still think it was a huge misplay to
agree.
not play the Vraska, kill the Oblivion Ring. That's a Rishadan port, which is actually really big, because now I don't think he can play the Vraska. If
assuming he taps down the Cradle.
Yeah, but I mean, what else is Carlos going to do with his mana? Like, he's got no mana. Or he's got a ton of mana and nothing to do with it, like. And so now he's almost in this point. Well, the other thing that maybe Carlos would do.
Wow.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. But the other thing that Carlos might do is port the Swamp. Okay, so he's going to port the Cradle. He'll float 2 mana, maybe.
The upkeep. It doesn't really. I don't think it makes a difference.
I don't think he has anything that. Well, he gets a token, so theoretically he could pay 3.
He could eat the Seeker in the upkeep with the mana he floated.
Yes, he can do that.
And the Strangleroot, actually. Yeah, because the Strangleroot is now dead. So yeah, he could just eat 2, gain 2. I think that looks like what he's doing.
Yes.
Yep.
So
he gains 2
he's
life
going to
as
gain
well.
2 life. He's actually in a really good position right now because he's at the same life as Carlos, but he's got creatures on the board.
He also has a killer hand if it ever comes down.
Yeah, he kind of screwed up. He had the ability to play that Vraska, which would.
I think it's far from over. He's not.
I mean, he's not in a bad spot. It's not the kind of mistake that's going to lose him the game based on what the field looks like at this point. If the game was closer, it might have. But honestly, I mean, he's swinging for a ton of damage per turn. Well, he still has to deal with this port. Or, sorry, not the port. The
maze?
The maze, yeah.
Is it an Arbor Elf, I think?
That is an Arbor Elf. It's...
Takes me back to the good old days of Innistrad.
He forgot his one guy, so he's reminding himself for later. Because otherwise he would make a bunch more mana. It's not super relevant. This looks like an Ajani. It's... Well, actually...
That's tough because he needs his mana for port.
He does need his mana for port. He's making...
2, 3. So with the Mox, he could actually do it just fine. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think what Carlos is worried about is that he'll play the Ajani and it will just die. Okay, so he's going to port. There's nothing to eat, so he's just going to lose the mana. I would personally port... Obviously, it doesn't make any difference because there's nothing to eat. But you should port before the trigger of the thing resolves, or maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to find a token for the Eldrazi, or maybe he's counting that. I don't know how they're... Alright, so he's found the mana that he needs to play Vraska. Now, the question here...
Will he do it?
Well, I assume he's going to play the Vraska.
I imagine so. Yep.
Well, okay, so... It was a question if he had the Ajani, he could just play the Vraska and blow it up. Since Carlos didn't play Ajani, I have to imagine he's just going to -2, kill the Oblivion Ring, and get his Garuk back.
I believe.
Or -3. He's going to minus it.
I think it's too big of an advantage not to, at this point.
Oh, he's going to kill the honor.
That's interesting.
Okay, so... The thing about killing the honor is that, by killing the Honor of the Pure, it makes it very unlikely that any cards are going to survive his Assassin. Because 2 power isn't that uncommon, especially since I have to assume he's figured out that Carlos is either entirely white or at least mostly white.
Yeah.
Carlos is going to fetch. So by killing the Honor of the Pure, it turns it from being like, maybe I'll be able to kill whatever creatures Carlos plays with the Assassin, to I'll definitely be able to kill whatever he plays. And so now Carlos actually just can't play any creatures unless the Assassin finds a removal spell for the Assassin. And I don't know, I might have still gotten the Garuk.
I think I would just want the
obviously
the
he
Garuk
doesn't
back.
have a ton of mana, but the ability to make a 3/3 beast is actually really huge because Carlos is slowing down the damage that he's dealing with right now by Mazavithing the Scavenging Ooze. Well, if there's a 3/3 beast and a 2/2 assassin as well, then he can start leveling up, and then he can untap the
reuse
swamp.
the Vraska anyway down the road.
Yeah, he can reuse the Vraska down the road, but more importantly with the Garuk, he can plus and add more counters to the assassin. And then,
that's true.
Once it becomes, I think it's 4 counters it needs. Once it gets the counters to level up to its final form, and it can it becomes a 4/4. It then gets to give things -4/-4. At which point, the Honor the Pure is kind of pointless. You can
Right.
kill whatever. It doesn't matter about that anymore. You can afford to wait on that.
Oh, what's coming down now?
That is a Master of the Wild Hunt.
Wow.
Now this makes, I believe, a wolf at the upkeep or the end of the turn, something like that. Yeah, let me read it. At the beginning of your, so it is the upkeep. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token on the battlefield, and then you can tap and basically have all your wolves deal damage, or they have all your wolves fight target creature. So he's got a ton of removal basically. Anything Carlos plays, he's gonna lose.
It's looking like this is quickly becoming unwinnable for Carlos. This game, at least.
He pointed to the assassin. I don't know if he's got a removal spell, but even if he has the removal spell at this point, I can't see a situation where Carlos comes out ahead of this game. He just took another 2 damage, or 3 damage actually, so he's at 9. He's gonna start getting wolf tokens. He's got a ton of those, so if Carlos ever doesn't tap down the Cradle, or if he gets his Garuk back and can tap it, he can make a ton of mana. I don't know what he has that he can potentially cast with all that mana. He's swinging, so the Master of the Wild Hunt is a 3/3, so right now he's looking at 2 damage from the assassin, 1 damage from the elf, and 3 damage from
Carlos
the hunt.
take another damage for fetching with the Zera Mesa.
I think I caught that.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's just he took 3 to 9.
Yeah, I think I caught it before. He was at 13 and he fetched down to 12.
Okay.
I believe.
No, he just grabbed his land to fetch. Just now.
No, that Arid Mesa he fetched a while ago.
He was just
Or-
what was he shuffling his deck for?
Oh, maybe he did fetch with it, and I just wasn't.
Oh.
I took it away earlier. 'cause
I was
thought he
halfway
fetched.
zoning out. So
I did too. At this point, though, he's taken 6 damage, so he's down to 3. Regardless of what life Carlos is technically at, he's dead next turn. What is his out? Wrath of God? I don't even know if he has that. in his
He does
deck.
have a Wrath of God.
Okay, so if he has Wrath of God, he can cast Wrath of God and survive a turn, but not really, because Vraska kills the Oblivion Stone, puts a Garuk in play, and
Yep.
yeah, and so
He's
Carlos is
just gonna
scooping
concede.
up. So Alex had that little misplay a little earlier in the game where I think he should have played the Vraska and gotten his Garuk back. But Carlos had kind of an early start, a really powerful turn 1 Porcelain Legionnaire, and then just never really found any other creatures. Alex had a way to deal with it, and Carlos just never, once it died, Carlos really just never had another way to get back into it. So, I don't know. We'll see if maybe game 2 he'll have a little bit of better luck. He does have some really powerful cards in his deck. He has a Skull Clamp that we saw. He has a sort of War and Peace. Light and Shadow? Light and
He has a
Shadow.
Light and Shadow. He's got the Stoneforge Mystic.
Light and Shadow is relevant in this matchup, especially because Alex does have black in his deck, so it protects him from the Assassin. It protects him from any other black removal that he might have, and it also gives +2/+2, which is definitely relevant. And then the abilities of the sword itself are pretty good. It lets you regrowth a creature in your graveyard, and I think it also gains you 2 life, I believe. I would have to double check. Carlos, 3 mana. Sword of Light and Shadow. 3 life. Okay, so, but it's not incidental life gain. The ability to reanimate your creatures is, or not reanimate, but regrowth your creatures is obviously very powerful. And then again, Alex is in fact playing one of the 2 colors that is Light and Shadow gives protection from. So obviously that's very relevant as well. He has the Stoneforge Mystic to tutor that. He also has the Stoneforge Mystic to tutor the Bone Splinter we saw if he draws this, the Light and Shadow. And he also has a Skull Clamp, which is a very powerful card.
Well, I was very impressed that Alex's curve was able to keep up with Carlos's so fluidly, especially when Carlos's deck is designed to go so low.
I would agree, but I think the big problem with Carlos's deck is it does have a very good curve,
But it doesn't have a lot of reach.
Well, we saw what happened was he had a very powerful early game. He put on a lot of pressure really early, and then he just kind of put it down. Yeah. He never really drew anything else.
That's what I mean when I say reach. The further he gets into the game,
well,
the harder
it's hard.
Is,
well, there's the light and shadow in his hand. That's actually really big for his late game. Being able to reanimate or regrowth your creatures when they die.
Hopefully this hand is keepable.
Gain some life.
See a set of planes over to the side. Looks like he's good.
So he's on the play. That I think is a swords too, and he has an aggressive start with the Soldier of the Pantheon. So that's really good.
Wow.
But Alex has the the assassin. Now, to be fair, Carlos does have the light and shadow, and I believe that will get online. Excluding some extenuating circumstances, I believe that will get on the Soldier of the Pantheon before Alex is able to kill it. He's offering the trade here. Alex says no. I don't think that's a bad choice. His card is obviously very powerful, but now it's kind of useless because he's played a mom. And
that's a blitz of a start.
That's a Gideon's Lawkeeper, which is, I think you have to pay 1 white. It taps
1 white
things.
tap. Yeah.
1 white tap and tap a creature.
Yep.
So that card is straight useless now. He's leveled up. He's gonna take another.
Are you about to see
2
the sword
damage.
come down? It looks like it.
Well, I don't know. Has he found his? It looks like Carlos didn't find his third land. So he's played an Asamaru. Again, he can put a ton of pressure on, but he's kind of in trouble if Alex starts just playing big creatures and he doesn't find his land. So there's the Awakening Zone. That's going to be a chump block per turn. I'm not really sure that.
I think he's happy to see that compared to what else could have come down this
That's
turn.
true. The fact that Carlos is stuck on these 2 lands is big, and he didn't find it. That looks like a Stoneforge.
That is a Stoneforge.
Now, the Stoneforge is both good and bad.
That is a way to get the sword into play.
Yeah, he can
really
cheat the sword into play. He can recycle some of his cards. Alex is at 12. Oops. He can recycle some of his creatures that are in play right now, like that Lawkeeper isn't really doing a lot of work. Obviously, it could be really good later in the game. But it's not really doing a lot of work, so yeah, you can find his Skull Clamp and recycle it and draw it, and hopefully draw his lands. He can just put the sword into play, but the problem with putting the sword into play is that
it takes time to equip.
It takes 2 turns. There's 2 turns he's not doing anything. It looks like a Vengevine, so that's interesting. Not actually. I think it's okay in this situation. So he's got a colorless Eldrazi. Obviously, that's not super relevant because it doesn't do any damage. But if he had an equipment or something, it voids Mother of the Runes because he can block with that and kill creatures. So that's pretty big. So he can play the Vengevine. I don't know that I agree with that. In fact, I don't agree with that.
Because he just play on
the unless if he has a 1 mana black removal spell, he can't have Disfigure because Shing had that.
Yep. He could be bluffing it. It's possible.
He could be bluffing, so he's gonna tap that. So he's gonna play the Skull Clamp. He found his land. So he's gonna equip it. I assume he's. That's interesting. I don't know. I guess that's okay. He is representing 6 damage. That's actually a lot. He's gonna block something.
Is he blocking
the
the Stoneforge Mystic?
No, he's blocking the Soldier. Okay. So basically, I think, I don't know what it is, but I think he could have Dark Blast. That's a mistake. What are you doing? No, you don't have... Okay, so the problem is that he couldn't do that, even if he wanted to. Because, again, it has to have 2 counters before you can activate it.
Right.
But, so now Alex is at 8. That's not good. So he is theoretically dead next turn. Well, if Carlos top decks to land, he's dead. Because he can activate, actually not sure. Let's see. 2, 4, 5. Yes, he can do exactly... No, it's 7 damage, actually. And actually, Alex will have his chump blocker. So he's not just dead next turn. But top decking the land and putting the sword
Did
into
he forget
play
his
is
trigger?
wrong.
Where's his token?
That's it. I
Oh,
believe
is
the
that off
Roxy
to the
cards,
side?
yeah.
All the way over there. Huh.
So that's interesting. So he's okay. So he killed the mob with a beast within. Yeah, he's just scooping him up. That looked like a whip of Erebos, by the way. So that could be actually pretty big for him. That was it just seemed like a bad play. All right, we'll talk about it in a second. Let me reset these. He did no damage to Carlos. So basically what happened was Alex Beast Within. So we'll start back. He sacrifices little Duder guy to make to play his Venfine when he didn't need to, because he was under the assumption that he could activate his assassin, which he couldn't, because it only had 1 counter on it. It needs 2. Even if he could, that still would have been it was still bad because of the way that he ordered his sequences. He doesn't actually, if it could have done it, he doesn't actually have to do anything, because it's... Well, actually, I would say he can't do anything, because if Carlos can just basically offer the trade. He says, go to damage. Alex says, sure, and he's got a 2/2 assassin, a 2/1 soldier of the Pantheon. They trade. If Alex says, no, wait, I want to activate my assassin, then Carlos has the untapped mom. He can tap, give it pro black, and then they die. Carlos can try and proactively give it protection, but then his creature dies and Alex's doesn't. So in that situation, the only thing Carlos can do is offer the trade when that happens, because that's the only way he comes out ahead, assuming that Alex has the sequences in place. That being said, it's irrelevant because Alex couldn't have activated it, although it looked like he tried, because he didn't know or didn't assume that he could activate it. He actually put himself in a weird position where he could have had an extra blocker and ended up with more life than he had because he sacrificed his little Eldrazi spawn token. So I'm looking at Alex's hand. He's got the Cradle, and he had something else, but I don't think he had any way to make colored mana and no 1 or 2 drops.
It looks like I think Carlos.
I saw. Yeah, it looks like Carlos is keeping. I think I saw a Dark Ritual, which is interesting. Yeah.
He blitz out that Braska.
Well, you could do that.
There's a lot of stuff you could do.
There's some other cards. I saw a Thragtusk. I saw it in there, so we might see a Thragtusk.
My man.
Well, now we have to root for Alex. Although he is going down to 6 cards on the play.
He does have that sweet champion mat too over there.
Yeah.
Good looking mat.
I don't know what that colorless card was. It was another land, but it wasn't like a colored land, so I don't know what it was. I didn't get a good look at it. So he's got the assassin. I saw a Dregmangler, which isn't bad. He's going to 6.
See, I played too much standard. I almost thought I saw a Death Mist Raptor for a second.
He's got the Beast Within. That's not bad. He's got an Overgrown Tomb. That's actually a really good start. That gives him both of his colors. I see an Oblivion Ring in Carlos's hand. He's got a turn 1 Bone Splinter, but...
It's probably not as good as his last start.
Well, there's a Maelstrom Pulse. So actually...
Oh, wow. So it looks like Alex.
Alex
is in
has a
business.
lot of answers if he can get off the ground. I don't know if he has the third land in his hand right now. It's hard.
Looks like
hard to
Carlos
see.
finally has some answers of his own. I think I see it.
Carlos has. Oh, that's the Sultai. It's got Shadow, which basically means it's unblockable. I'll have to read it because I don't know the name off the top of my head.
Oh, I see a Vraska in that.
Sultari
hand.
Champion.
I think it's a Beast Within too.
So it's a 2/2 with Shadow, and when it attacks, it gives all other creatures you control +1/+1. So it's kind of like an Anthem effect. It has sort of Battlecry, but better Battlecry.
That's
I
interesting.
disagree with that. I would be killing the thing that's killing you.
He's also got a Bone
Because
Splitter.
now it's going to be doing 4 damage per turn.
And his curve is so low, it's not like he's really going to normally have a problem. What if he has another land? He basically curves out on 3. Oh, that's a Knight of Glory.
Interesting. So that's 3 damage to Alex. So that might not have been a terrible idea because it looks like Carlos is now stuck on 2 lands.
Well, but he could.
But it
that.
depends. Oh, that looks like a Toxic Deluge. Actually, that's really big if he has that.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what
so
it
I
is.
assume he's going to pay 2 life. That'll kill Carlos's entire board.
Wow. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see that coming. I don't think Carlos did either.
Yeah, I don't either. So he did take 2 damage to do it, but now Carlos has
well worth it.
no cards in his or no creatures in play, and looks like he's stuck, and he doesn't have anything to cast. So actually, the Maelstrom Pulse on the Mox Pearl looks like it got there. I actually don't know what that is.
I'm not entirely sure.
Something black for 3 mana.
You want to go take a look?
I will take a look and see if I can figure it out. It wasn't a Bone Shredder. It's not a Hypnotic Spectre.
Doesn't matter. It looks like it's gone.
Well, it died, whatever it was. What is that?
I guess that means I don't have to get up. I'll take it.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what did he kill it with? The Journey to Nowhere?
I also don't know. Is that what that is?
Yes! So actually... Ooh, so that's actually really big for Carlos. That's like probably the best creature that he could have had. Well, he probably had it in his hand. He needed the land, but he found the land.
Oh, this
so
is
here
why
comes the Scavenging Ooze. Actually, this is huge.
This is why the Pulse was such a risky play, though.
Yeah,
and I guess
sure.
he did it knowing that he had the Deluge, trying to catch Carlos in that.
Yeah.
But now he's kind of in trouble.
Well,
I think he needed to play a little more
only for a little bit, because if he has, he got swords.
Yeah,
so he's gonna gain 3 life, but then he's gonna
take.
take.
Keep on, I'm almost positive Carlos is an Oblivion Ring still in hand as well. There's the Bone Splitter.
Yeah, but he's got the Vraska, so
I mean that's only. The problem is the Vraska's gonna
that's
die
5,
when it comes down to
6.
minuses.
Yeah, but he's got a beast with it.
Yeah, but
That's
he can't do both though.
Well, he can, because if Carlos Oblivion rings at the Vraska, then he can beast within the Oblivion ring. And then I think the Vraska then.
Well,
can,
no.
Then kill.
Vraska's not gonna die to Oblivion ring. You should die to pressure. Oh, my favorite card!
Woo! That's actually huge.
Thragtusk!
Because now the only thing that Carlos can swing in with is that Golem.
He'll trade. Thragtusk still leaves a beast.
Well, no, because it has first strike.
Oh, does it? Oh.
Well, he's getting Oblivion Ring now. Okay.
Bring 2 spears.
Okay. Are you ready? Because this is what I think he should do. Well, he's got a beast token. Oh, he missed his trigger.
Oh wow.
Well, he took 7 damage.
Did he miss his trigger, or did he just threw it under the bus?
Oh, maybe.
I imagine he just threw it under the bus.
Yeah.
Is it the
I
beast?
don't know if I would beast with it. Yeah, I mean, I
That's the
guess.
beast with him.
That is an Ebon Stronghold, is that correct? That was the land I saw earlier, so he's going to get his Thragtusk back. So that's actually
pretty good.
we should probably double check what leftovers are.
Yep, I'm on it.
Why is there a Thragtusk on Carlos's side, or a Beast Token on Carlos's side?
They have Alex at 11.
11?
And Carlos at 20.
Okay, but why does Carlos have to be?
Because beast with him.
Oh, right, yeah. do you get the deluge back? Or is that something else?
I guess it's that. Oh, he's just looking at his card.
No, everything died. He deluged. How did he get that back? I'm so confused. Oh, there's two?
Huh.
Did I hear that right? There's two?
You did hear that right.
Okay, so there were two deluges.
Well, there's no way that
Okay.
Carlos saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that
Wow.
coming. So Alex would then be at 8, because he, I assume, paid 3.
I'm sure he did.
That being said,
It still isn't too bad of a position.
well,
for Carlos.
actually, he's got the Vraska in his hand, so I have to assume he's going to play Vraska, kill Elspeth, and now he's got... Well, he's going to have to trade, because I assume Carlos is going to put the Bone Splinter on the 1/1 beast, or on the 1/1, and then they'll trade, but that puts them... I would almost argue that puts Alex in a better position, because Alex is playing green and big creatures.
Yeah, this is
And,
definitely a problem.
and even if they trade, he still has the Vraska.
Well, Carlos is close to the Blue Ring.
No, he played the Blue Ring on the Thragtusk.
You know what? It's hell weak attack.
Yeah, I have heard.
I'm not running a lot of sleep.
Had my last test.
Carlos drew a mom. Now, unfortunately, that only he can't attack this turn with it.
It's a
Stoneforge.
Stoneforge
Actually,
instead.
that's really
Wow.
big.
That's
Now he can get the
huge.
sword of
Of Light and Shadow.
light and shadow. Although he's only going to get one activation out of it, I assume, because Vraska's going to tick up, and I would sacrifice Vraska to deal with that. So he's got that. He can't play this turn, but he's going to put the Bone Splinter on the Thragtusk, or on the guy, the soldier. Yep. And now he's got the mom, he's going to pass turn. If only there were 3 illusions in the chat. He could
Well, to be fair, we didn't think there were 2, so there could be 3.
That's true.
I hope not, though. That would say a little
There could be other cards he could have like
I think it's impressive.
picking.
I think it's impressive that not only are there 2 Toxic Deluges, that Alex got both of them.
That's true.
'Cause the odds of that happening aren't very high. It's a very good card. Like, it's not going to wheel
So
too
he's
often.
passing. I wonder if Alex has anything in his hand or if he's just kind of in trouble at this point.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think Carlos still has to do whatever he's going to do, though. Yeah.
I have to assume that one Vraska.
I'm sure it did.
That's actually really interesting because Carlos opted not to try and save that soldier token with his mom.
He just he's probably put on removal spell just in case. He's kind of he's walking a very fine line here.
So he's going to pass. It's actually a real issue because now he can plus. Let me see. Oh, what is that card? I have to read those.
So he's trying to front us.
Yeah.
This is really good. It's a land. Wow. Alright, so he goes back up.
He goes up to 13.
Yep.
So that's really good. Just a bit. That's what his 3rd Thragtusk activation. He'd be dead by now.
I thought it was an even strong.
This looks like on Alex's side. It almost looks like Innistrad standard. I dig it.
That is actually gross as hell. I don't know how you beat recurring Thragtusk.
I don't know either. That's insane. Wow.
Let me see if I can find this card. So, Volroth Stronghold. So you can tap to add a colorless. So he's put the sword on it. So now he can theoretically kill Vraska, assuming Alex has no removal spells in hand, which I don't know if he has a hand.
I don't think he does. He has a Thragtusk though.
He does have a Thragtusk, but he does leave himself open to top decks. If Alex top decks anything,
I don't know if he's really got a choice here.
he's gonna lose his mom. At which point,
Yep. There's the trade.
see, this is just terrible for Carlos. Like, not doing it in response because now he's gonna lose his sword. Next turn, he's gonna save his 4 life. Alex is now at 18. It's almost like Carlos didn't do anything. He's gonna lose the sword. Carlos is just in a losing proposition here. I can't imagine how he gets out of here, because eventually that Vraska is going to keep upticking, and he's going to lose his Bone Splinter, and in which case he can no longer trade with the Thragtusk. And not to mention, just recurring Thragtusk over and over again. It seems like quite the walk. He's gonna keep gaining life and keep getting beast tokens. Like, you see Carlos rubbing his temples because this is just such a ridiculous combo. He's gonna give it throw grade. He's gonna kill Vraska. I agree with that. But now if Alex top decks anything, he's gonna take 8 to the face. He's got literally no way to stop that. And I don't know what Alex top deck, but if it's anything powerful, that's strange. Okay. That makes more sense. Although that, again, doesn't really help, because if the Thragtusk dies, he can do that on his upkeep before he draws. Like, so Carlos is going to untap. Now he's got to look at racing Alex. He does 4 damage per turn, 3 if he wants to have protection, and Alex has 8. Well, there's a skull clamp. Now he's up to 5 damage or 4 with protection. So he's going to do 4 damage. So Alex is at 14. So I have to assume that what he's going to do is block the Thragtusk with Mom. And there's a whip. So now I don't actually think he can win this race. Okay, so he can untap the Thragtusk, and he's just going to take 3 damage. Now he's in this weird position where Alex can recur Thragtusk again. He's got the Lawkeeper, so he can prevent himself from, like, just straight dying. So he's going to give it protection. He's going to swing in for 4. He can prevent Alex from attacking. That's actually really big. He drew a Garuk. Wow. And he can reanimate things from his graveyard.
I think this is virtually over.
Does he have any creatures in his graveyard? Just gotta make a beast.
I don't think he has anything. He's been playing kill spells all game.
Wow, that can't attack, yeah. But
Yeah, okay, there we go.
so he's gonna make some hits with Thragtusk, and he's gonna
Go to 6.
tap that. He's just gonna take 3. Oh, right, because his Lawkeeper can't activate this turn. It's something saying. Now Carlos is 6, and Alex moves back up to 13. Like, I think the problem is that Alex doesn't have any creatures, but just giving all your creatures lifelink is still really big.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
I don't know how Carlos gets out of this. Like, if he kills the Thragtusk, he can do the stupid recurring thing with it. So basically, I guess he could. Well, the problem is he used his swords to deal with the scavenging ooze.
This is what Sultai
So
Whip could
he's
be.
gonna kill the Garuk,
Jeez.
which is fine. But now he's gonna take another 3 damage. He's done no damage to Alex, so Alex is gonna go to 16. Carlos is gonna go to 3. And then if Alex literally draws like any removal spell or any creature, I think Carlos just loses. To be fair, if he kills the Stoneforge Mystic, Carlos will get to draw 2 cards. That looks like a Gaia's Cradle. That's not particularly useful. So he's gonna tap the Thragtusk, and he's gonna maze one of the beasts. But then he's gonna take 3. The beast will untap. That's actually relevant because that means he can block the Stoneforge Mystic with it, which means that Carlos, well, he didn't untap it for some reason. Which one? There. Okay, so Carlos has to Mom, or he will lose his Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, so they're figuring out what each thing does. Well, there's a terminus. I think this is bad for... Doesn't Carlos just lose?
Oh my god.
Well, he's trying to decide if he can cast it. Because if he doesn't have a creature in his hand, he just loses. Because Alex gets the beast from the Thragtusk, Carlos is at 3, he'll die.
You should update Carlos's life total.
It is updated, I just didn't say... here.
There we go.
So he's doing it.
Wow.
Well, okay, never mind. So he has the maze, he can stall.
Oh my gosh.
But now he's putting himself in this weird top deck.
Well, he got himself out of the Thragtusk lock.
That's true.
That's a start. Like, that had to happen.
Yeah.
Like, this is... If Carlos is going to win this game, this
there's
is how it starts.
actually, that's really big. A hero.
Wow. This is insane. I had completely written Carlos off. What's that in what is that? It's a vote card?
Yeah, I think that might be a Nezumi Grave Robber, which if it is kind of scary. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see. It's 2 mana. I think that's what it is.
I believe Carlos drew a Plains.
There we go. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Should turn
No,
myself
it is
off.
a Nezumi Short Fang. Pay 1 and a black, target opponent, and tap it. Target opponent discards a card. Then if they have no cards in their hand, flip it. And when it flips, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player loses 1 life for each fewer than 3 cards in his or her hand.
Oh, that seems really
So,
relevant here.
If Carlos... I don't know how many cards Carlos has in his hand.
He's either got 1 or 2.
What is he doing? 5 damage? 4 damage, I guess, technically? But
Wow.
he's gonna net... He's gonna net only do 1 damage.
Right.
Unless it gives them Battle Cry, does it? I don't actually know. What hero? It's been a while since I've
I believe it does, doesn't it?
seen Hero Blade Hold.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, it does have Battle
Yeah.
Cry. So he's gonna net do 2 damage. That's not great, but I guess it's not terrible. So Alex will be at 14. So if this Nezumi...
Okay, look, he's got 3 cards in hand.
He's got 3 cards.
So he just has to keep it from flipping.
So now he's
Or kill it.
gonna draw more cards by sacrificing his token
It's probably pretty smart here.
to...
And luckily that thing taps to do its ability too.
Yes.
So that takes off some of the pressure,
But-
especially with Maze.
but-
as well.
If he doesn't draw a creature, that can theoretically just kill Carlos.
It's
Like,
true.
it only does 1 damage per turn, I believe, but Carlos only has 3 life to work with. He doesn't have a lot. Yeah, it's 1 damage. So, if Carlos... If Carlos doesn't have a creature, and it doesn't look like he does... Oh, wait. Oh,
Is that a Wrath of God?
Wrath of God.
Wow.
Okay, so he's going to draw 2 cards. That's risky, though.
I think it's necessary, but.
Well, now he's banking on drawing a creature. Now he only has... Well, that's a mistake. Well, I'm not sure.
Luckily, Maze of It basically blanks Whip's activated ability.
Yeah, that's why I almost say that
Yep,
I would have
there it
Volrath
is.
Strongholded on top instead. Oh, he's going to just activate it. I don't actually know what that card is. Oh, it's a Mana Tithe. Yeah, that's useless. Well, that was very exciting.
Man, if Carlos wins from 3 life.
Well, he found a Thalia and
that's
a
of the
soldier.
Pantheon.
Now he can't put... Well, he can put the...
Card splitter?
Well, I was going to say,
Oh.
he can
Oh,
put
the
the Skull
oh,
Clamp
gosh.
on them if he wants.
Yeah.
But he'll lose a creature. He can put the Bone Splinter on.
This
Fairly
is
easily.
something else.
What
The
is
Dragmangler?
that? It might be.
I think that's the
Actually,
Dragmangler.
that would be really big.
But no, because
Because-
Soldier is pro.
That's true. So
He's pro
Carlos will gain a
multicolor.
life for that. He'll
Yeah.
go to 4.
He's also pro multicolor as well. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. He remembered his trigger, right?
So
Oh, maybe.
probably.
Oh, he didn't write. No, he didn't. He's still at 3. Because he didn't change his life total, so he should be at 4, but he missed his trigger,
It's okay.
which we'll
We
give
think
him
Alex
crap
missed
for.
his. What happened?
I'm not entirely sure. I think he Mazevith to untap it, or maybe Alex called off his attack.
Maybe. Yeah, okay. That's strange.
Rethinking it, or does Alex have?
Yeah, I think maybe he's gonna attack first. I would say that at this point, like, can't. Yeah, he's got to throw it in front of there. Yeah, I think that's what Carlos realized, is that's probably his big thing. Like, I would almost just...
I think you have to hold back a little bit.
Yeah, maybe you have to wait a turn. He's got some life to
You don't
play
know
with.
that. What if he hits a Vengevine? Isn't that lethal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Because
No,
Because
because
he-
he missed his trigger, yeah. So if he hits a Vengevine...
yeah. Well, that is not a Vengevine.
He had a land.
It's not.
So
a
I guess he
Vengevine.
plays one
Is that
more
Honor
turn.
the Fury just hit. Yeah, it is.
So
Oh,
now
man.
he can't. He has to chump block the Thalia.
Wow. This is something else. I think Carlos just stole this game. Although I keep thinking that people are out of it, and he goes to 2. He just
Okay.
fetched. He's trying to dilute the number of lands in his deck. He wants to keep drawing gas.
If Alex draws the Vengevine,
No, he's still got the Mazevith. Oh, he can. Whip
but he
back
can
the,
reanimate.
Does he have enough? He's 4. Yeah, he's way more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alex can draw Vengevine.
I think
He
that's
can
it.
also draw another creature to stall a turn,
I don't
like
think
a
it's a Vengevine.
monocolored creature.
I think if that were a Vengevine, he'd slam it down.
Well, that's something. It's
Oh.
not a land, or is it?
It's not a land. What is that?
Is that a master? What is that? I can't actually
Oh.
tell. He passed.
Oh.
So maybe it's a removal spell?
It's a stone. Is it a? Yeah, it's a Stoneforge Mystic that he put on the bottom.
He took
just drew.
3. So he's
Oh, is
at
it a Brought
5.
Decay?
Oh.
Oh wow,
That's
that's not bad. Like,
actually
it kills
pretty
the
big.
Thalia.
Because he can kill the Thalia.
Wow.
He'll take 3 damage. He'll go down to 2, but he buys himself another turn.
Let's see if Carlos remembers his trigger this time.
Okay.
Doesn't look like Carlos remembered his trigger.
He's gonna take 3 damage. He's gonna go down to 2. Now he only has 1 turn.
I think Carlos is gonna slam the Stoneforge Mystic. So I don't think he can win.
Well, he doesn't necessarily lose.
Yeah.
If he
he
draws
can at least
the
gain a bunch of life if he hits the
if,
Vengevine.
if he draws the Vengevine, Carlos has to block.
Right.
And then he will gain life.
Now he's counting. Did he hit it?
What is this?
Oh,
This
no.
is an Eldrazi.
No, there's no way. Well,
I mean, he just counted a ton of mana. Why else would you
He doesn't
do
have
that?
Ulamog. What is that? Oh, it's a Blightsteel Colossus. Is it a Blightsteel? Oh my god.
That would just win the game. Like, I don't think you can beat that. It just... You can't swing through it, and if it blocks you...
What? Let's see. 3, 7. Yeah, he doesn't have enough. He's 11. No, he's... Huh. It's because the port tapped him down. He had 12. He's got 11 open. Because it's 12 mana, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man. What a game. Carlos wins at 2-1.
Yep.
Wow.
The port was relevant.
That was incredible. Alex would have won right
If
there.
he had found
Outright.
any of those cards earlier, yeah, it would have just...
that a
He
Cosmos?
would have straight died.
Is it
Yeah,
Cosmos
it's a
or Worm?
Cosmic
Wow.
Worm Coil.
Man, that
Either
is-
one of those would have ended the game.
Yeah, that's a... Wow, man. That's a deck.
Alex's deck was very, very good. I'm really surprised Carlos got it. I probably should stop calling people as out of the game really early.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it for a long time.
It really
the
did.
Thragtus lock was really crazy. And the fact that he found a Terminus and not the Wrath of God.
Oh, that was incredible.
huge.
Like that, I think he
Because-
lost if he didn't find it. Period. Because if he found the Wrath of God, it just keeps recurring the threat test.
Alex had a lot of
Is
outs.
the only way to break the
Yeah.
walk.
Alex had a lot of
Wow.
outs. Any monocolored creature would have stalled the game long enough for him to win. But he just didn't find it. So, yeah, that's Carlos winning 2-1. So there's our first match. I don't know if they're the last ones playing. Or...
I don't know. I think we're gonna take a quick break. We'll reconvene
we're
shortly.
gonna start there. High encoding CPU usage. That sounds exciting.
That's because this computer is poop.
That is correct. Alright, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to figure out kind of where we're at.
Round-wise.
Round-wise.
How everyone
we'll
else
come
is
back.
doing. But we'll see you guys in no time.
Yep. Yep, there they are. All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. We have 4 viewers. There you go. We're pretty sweet. All right. Wow, you spelled it wrong. Look at you.
I did that on purpose.
There. Okay, so we're back in round 2. Apparently, they were the last match. We have Carlos back again, and we have Shing, who was our deck tech. So
I actually wanted to see this round 1, but round 2 will work just fine. I'm very
true.
curious to see who will get this.
I know Shing was talking about it. I don't know if he actually did it. He didn't mention it, but he was debating. Apparently, there's a challenge where you start every round with 6 cards instead of 7, and if you win, I think it's 18 packs or something like that. So I know he was debating it. I don't know if he's actually done it. So we'll count how many cards he puts out for himself.
3, 4, 5, 6. Nope.
No,
Why
he
just
has
7?
gone for 7. That is, it looked like a 9 for Carlos and a 4 or 5
5.
for Shang. So I think it's pretty clear that Carlos is going first. Now, Sheng does have Ancestral Recall in his opening hand and 3 lands. It looks
I
like
just
they're
want to
both
see like
keeping-
Black Lotus into something. I really do. Like turn 1.
Turn 1, land, Black Lotus, chase the Mind Sculptor. I think you just scoop at that point. He's going to lead with an island. I don't disagree with that. But now Thalia is going to make things a little awkward for Sheng because he's got an Azorius Signet that I'm pretty sure he wants to play but can't.
It's a good start.
He does have a Duress, so that's not terrible. He can take a Journey to Nowhere or a Journey to Nowhere.
I don't know. I think I probably take the
Carlos's
Journey.
hand is the Soltari Champion, I think is what it's called. The 2/2, basically a battle crier, and Exalted Archangel, which we're probably not going to see anytime soon. The Thalia is the big problem. The interesting thing about Thalia is that he can't really put the Skull Clamp he's got in play on it, but he can play this Soltari Champion now, and that will allow him. He can definitely put the Skull Clamp on that, which will mean he's doing 6 damage per turn when he attacks. And if Sheng has the removal, which we can see he does, so I'm interested to see if he'll just kill that, because he has an ultimate price in his hand. I think he's got a 3rd land, and indeed it looks like he does. So
And then a Boros Signet.
yeah, Boros Signet and Azorius Signet, and he's got an ultimate price, which is the big thing. So I'm interested to see if he just kills that Soltari Champion. I'm not sure. He's looking at True Name Nemesis. That's actually not bad.
Oh yeah, so we're fine.
He can't kill a champion, but the problem is I think at this point Carlos is going to put the Skull Clamp on that, so now when he does kill that, and he's going to have to because it's essentially unblockable.
Right.
Carlos will get to draw 2 cards for it, so I might have killed it. Although we know that Carlos has the Exalted Archangel in his hand, so he might equip Attack, so he'll get in there for 3, pushing to 15, and he might play the Archangel for Morph, so next turn he can flip it up, and he'll have a 4/5 lifelinker. Or he could just play the Sword. Now he's going to play the Morph. Okay, so Sheng doesn't know that Carlos has drawn his Sword. He might not even know that he has it. He's got a Tezzeret. It looks like he might just be drawing a bunch of cards.
That's going to cost 3.
Well, it would cost 3 if Carlos knew what his cards did. Oh, now he's counting. So
There we go.
It does in fact cost 3 mana.
Yeah. And
So Sheng
with that reminder,
has figured out that he cannot in fact play that and also his ultimate price, which is what he's putting to the front of his hand. So I would have to get... Oh, he's just going to pass. I don't disagree with that. He's waiting to see if Carlos will do anything super crazy. It looks like he's probably... Okay, so what Carlos can do is swing with both the Archangel and the his Soltari. He's not, so I would assume that Shing's just gonna kill it. Carlos is gonna get to draw 2 cards though, so that's actually pretty big.
doing work for him.
And he drew a Rishadan port, which is actually really big because Shing doesn't have any other black sources.
It's also really important because of Thalia.
Yeah, Thalia,
Like
it's
between
kinda
Thalia
nice
and
for it.
Port, it's a little rough.
But I think what Shing will probably do next turn, well, he needs a land. If it wasn't for Thalia, if he draws a land off the top, what he can do is play Signet into Ancestral Visions.
There's an
Well, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I assume he's gonna make a 1/1. No? Okay.
Yeah.
So there we go. He's got a 1/1. So now Sheng actually has to deal with this. Now he has a way to deal with it. And he also drew the land off the top. Although he doesn't need it anymore because Carlos tapped out, so he can't port. So he's gonna play the Signet.
Which
He can-
again costs
he can
3.
pla-
There we go.
He can play.
He gives, oh, all right.
Well, it's instant speed, so I assume he'll.
Oh, I see.
Although this is a significant issue, he has to find a way to deal with this Elspeth. Now, he can, and this will be interesting to see if he does this. If Carlos, okay, Carlos is going to draw cards. That's probably a smart move. I don't know what he drew. It looks like a land and something else, something that's not a land. I didn't see it. What Carlos can do is if he jumps his guy, or he might just flip his Archangel. He could do that as well. But if he jumps his guy with Elspeth and he taps out, what Shing can do is cast the... And he is going to jump in. So what Shing can do is play this Tezzeret, animate his Singed, and then force Carlos to give up. He's trying to decide if he's swinging with it. Okay, so he's going to take 3 damage. Is it +1/+1 or +2/+2?
I thought it was +2/+2.
It might be +2/+2. Let me double check. It is +3/+3. So
Oh.
that's actually
Wow.
much bigger. So Shing is going to go to 9, and Carlos is going to stay there because that doesn't give lifelink.
Wait, wasn't he at 15?
Yeah, he just took 6 damage. Or not
5.
6, 5.
It's 10.
Oops. And Carlos is going to take his first damage of the game, go to 19,
Good
by
attempt.
fetching.
This is impressive, Carlos.
Well, I
One,
don't know
heck of a
if
deck.
Carlos has any other creatures in his hand.
Well, looks like he does.
It's a Lawkeeper.
It's not bad.
That might die. Although, we'll have to see what Shing draws, because Shing is going to draw 3 cards.
I mean, at the moment, this Elspeth is just going to kill him.
Yeah, he has to kill the Elspeth.
There's the draw.
Shing's going to draw 3 cards. That's a good start.
Not sure why he didn't do this at the beginning of the game.
He drew Liliana.
So,
So,
Lily's not going to cut it, though.
well, it's a start.
It is a start, but it's 2 turn clock nonetheless.
Because
The Thalia and the Morph. Thalia also, or not Thalia, Lily also costs 4 mana.
it does. But what he can do here is... well, hold on. Actually, I have to... It's... Oh!
Yeah, that's pretty real. Wow. I think you probably up with the
So, yeah, now he can use the Singed. And he can still play the Lily. Make him sack the Thalia.
or sack the Morph.
Yeah, but that's not working.
Right.
I don't think you can sack both life and life. Whatever.
It's killer. Like,
I mean, Thalia's done her job at this point. The sword would be really nice, but I think she's just going to play Lily, say the guy. I think and that's like exactly what he's doing. And I think Thalia's about to hit the bin, which means I'm guessing Shing's gonna hit Elspeth in the face.
Yep.
With the True Name Nemesis.
he has to. That thing has to go.
Well, it's not gonna kill it.
I know, but it's.
But
it's
well,
a
hold
start.
on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's probably gonna come in and hit it. So he's putting himself in a position where he can hopefully stabilize, because now he can use the Lawkeeper to tap down the Morph, although he doesn't...
He can play the sword.
Well, he doesn't know this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carlos can play the sword.
And then he can't tap anything down.
He can't.
Wow. And then
But-
also...
But
Elspeth pluses out
he
shooting
can
range
he
as
can
well.
play the Tezzeret, animate his thing, and kill the Elspeth. And then
That's true.
he's
Wow.
he's gonna kill Liliana. I think he's debating whether he wants to flip it. It looks like no.
I think you just.
That's a hero. That's not bad.
That's fine.
Shane gets oh no, he can't actually. Well, maybe. Let me do math. Yeah, I don't think he can with the mana he has available. There's a flying glaciers, which isn't bad, but it's not like water now. Alright, let me. There goes the desert. I think that's just he's gonna animate that. Yeah, he really doesn't have anything else to do. He's gotta deal with that Elspeth, or the Elspeth will kill him.
Is Hero a 3-2 or a 3-3?
He's a 3/4,
Is it 3-4? Wow.
but his Singed is now a 5/5. So
Oh, that's right. You become a 5/5. I'm thinking Sidri.
yeah. So
I think you have to send
I
both. Leave the.
well, but the problem is he can ignore the Trinity Nemesis because the Trinity Nemesis is gonna kill him.
Right, but then he has to block
Just
at
the
least.
true name.
Well, that's interesting.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, flip the Angel plus Elspeth.
Well, he can tap whatever he pluses with the Elspeth.
Yep.
But now he can flip the Angel, which I assume he'll do. No attack.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
He's gonna kill the Zezzeret. And now he's gonna gain 4 life.
Wow.
So Carlos is gonna go to 23. Yeah, Shane probably not super happy about that. He does have the Boros.
Well, now he can
Well, he can kill the Elspeth.
the Elspeth, and he can keep the Angel tap down now.
Yeah.
So
For one turn, because he's gonna find out about.
Oh yeah, the sword. What is this?
He's suspending an accessory
recall.
recall. He's got the Boros Signet. He can kill the Elspeth. Although he can use the Boros Signet to tap down and still not take damage from. But the problem is, by tapping down the Angel, he's going to take 5 damage from the. Or more, actually. Like, neither of those are good. I almost feel like he has to tap the hero. Well, no, an Angel. So the hero is good. That's not super relevant. That's not relevant. I mean,
Shane is running out of gas.
the problem is he already has the sword in his hand, so he gets the bone splitter. Is it enough outside of the? I think that's his card off, hand off to the side. So now Shane has to tap whatever Carlos goes to put that on. He really doesn't have a choice. I would move to put that on the hero. Yep. I would have used the Boros Signet since they can't theoretically go on. I guess it's not a huge deal. Now Carlos can put it, like, yeah, no, he's moving the attacks. Well, no, he hasn't, because he went to put the Skull Clamp. He gives up his Russian Emperor, but he can put the Skull Clamp on that. That puts Shane on a 2-turn clock. It puts him up to 28 life, which is quite a lot. And it makes it very, very difficult for Shane to win. Let's fix that. it's better. It would have been better than it ended up being, which was dead. So, and Carlos squeezed that one. I think she made a huge misplay. When he didn't kill that thing, right? There were a couple of weird spots where he kept tapping these Aura Signet, even though it was a creature, and he had Aura Signet that he could use instead that was literally doing nothing. So, it was a mistake, but we didn't see that Jake has a ton of, like, sideboard cards.
Yeah, with the he's going to play too. I have to imagine this becomes a much better matchup.
It looks like he's looking into sideboarding in some way now.
I think about that because I would wonder. I mean, also got some champions. Well, it's good. He's got Storm too. The big thing is he's Storm probably better.
Yes, for sure. The big thing about sideboarding in the white is that he can activate things like blocking if he steals them or he's
Yeah, he's got 2 of those in this though. It's on track.
it looks like maybe he's sideboarding in the white primarily for like swords for just extra removal because Carlos does have some really powerful cards like well, I almost want to say the hero and the angel are his 2 strongest creatures. And you're both of them.
Yeah.
And everything else is pretty small, and hopefully he makes them bigger. Putting equipment on or putting out whatever, but the hero and the angel both represent a ton of damage. Angel represents life gain, which is really big. Of course, he also has the Elspeth, but obviously you can't swing an Elspeth, so that's right. I mean, yeah. It's sort of target things, I guess. Yeah, I think that it just ended up being that Shane got behind early with that Thalia. He didn't get to split the spaces as well as he might have hoped. Because he had the turn 2 removal and turn 3 like a bunch of cards. Instead he had to kind of like tiptoe around the Thalia because it was texting all of his spells, which meant that the Russian port came down and it slowed down even more. So he kind of ended up in a weird spot. The big thing about anyway is not only does Shang have the treasury to steal some cards, but he also has that Veldakan shackles as well. And because Carlos's creatures, unless they have a bunch of equipment on them, in which case they're very difficult to take. But,
They usually do, it seems like.
well, if you can catch them beforehand,
They're
they're usually pretty small. So
All I want to do is see Black Lotus come down. Black Lotus Mind Twist, boom. Got him.
I don't know that that's as like I think the strongest thing that Shing's
his
deck can
Jace
do
gets
is
down.
is land Lotus Jace.
I agree, but I still
And
want to
draw
see it.
cards.
I
And,
still want to see it.
true.
Like, you go like turn 2, Mind Twist for 4. That's probably pretty good.
And it looks like Shing is mulliganing, which is
Uh,
not where he wants to be.
Yeah, that's a really bad start.
Especially on the draw. I see a Stoneforge
No,
Mystic.
he's on the play.
Or on the play, yeah. I see a Stoneforge Mystic in
I mean,
Carlos's
it
hand,
means
so...
it does mean that he's down. I guess technically 2 cards, but it is important to note that like he is hopefully not down on curve, so he gets a chance to deal with things.
Yeah, I
as
mean,
they
like, if his
come
hand's
out.
bad, he's got a mulligan. You got
Right.
a mulligan, you got a mulligan. It's just never where you want to be.
But
Especially in a
being
matchup that can be as taxing as because Carlos has both Thalia, he's got Rishon Import. I'm sure he's got some
I
other
think
things that tax.
even mulling to 6 though, he's happy on the play.
I see a Jace, but
Is that a lotus?
not...
Is that a lotus? Not a lotus? Not a lotus.
It's a suspend. That's
That's not
not
a bad
terrible, especially being down on lands or down on cards. He is a little low on mana, but hopefully next. Well, I can't imagine anyway that he doesn't get to go. It looks like he has 3 lands and the Signet, so assuming we don't see another turn 2 Thalia, he will get to cast his Jace. He's found Mind Twist, so he could do that if he wishes. We see some out of sequence plays that I guess we're just gonna let go. Ooh, that's actually potentially really big, because depending on what Carlos has in his hand, he's gonna cast his champion. Okay.
Those monsters.
Yep. So
Jeez.
Carlos drew that for the turn. Oh, he missed his trigger again. He is gonna get his Jace though, which I have to assume
Yep.
we'll just unsummon that. Yeah.
It's powerful.
And then next turn, I think we'll see a Mind Twist for 3. No Mind Twist. Well, actually, probably not. I was gonna say a Mind Twist for 2,
Well,
but
he's got the port. That's actually.
well, the question is, does he port here, or does he just go ahead and put the Skull Clamp on the Stoneforge Mystic? And because if
I think
he
it's
did,
beneficial to Carlos just to try to keep Shing down
yeah,
on mana.
he's gonna port.
Yep, I think that's right.
I would have ported the Black Source.
I
That seems
agree
a
as well.
mistake.
I don't know. Double blue and Sildengar scoring.
What is that? What do you draw?
Uh,
That's an ultimate price, so that's probably
also really good here.
So he's gonna draw 3 cards and see what his other options are. Got an Old Man of the Sea. I actually don't know what the card does.
It steals things that are smaller than it, I believe, by tapping it.
It's tap
He's gonna
to
brainstorm.
gain control of a creature
It's
with
worded
power
really
no
weird.
greater than Old Man's power.
Power no greater.
If Old Man becomes untapped, it loses it. You can choose not to untap. Yes. So if it dies or you lose control, so he killed. Okay. So Shang just drew 3 cards, and he's gonna draw another 3 cards next turn, assuming he doesn't miss his trigger like a dummy.
Yeah, I keep looking at that. I'm like, shouldn't he have drawn by now?
I believe he took 2 damage from that Watery Grave. So.
Wasn't there a prize for the first person to shock themselves with a shock land?
Maybe. So he's gonna. He had someone remind him for his trigger, so he's gonna draw 2 lands. But I think that's a Veldakin Shackles. Well, he's playing something, but yeah, it is a Shackles.
Oh,
he's
there's
mind
a
twisting
Mind
away
Twist.
Carlos's hand. This is
really
actually
good.
huge.
That's enormous.
Because now Shing's gonna get to free Brainstorm.
I think
Carlos looks at his
yeah,
hand.
yeah, that happens.
He's gonna Fate Seal. Actually, that makes more
Jeez.
sense.
All right, now this might be over. Oh my god.
Well, let him have a creature. That actually almost seems like a mistake.
Is he gonna force in hand?
No. I mean, it's
I was
played.
gonna say, like.
Oh, okay, he can steal it. Can he? Yeah, he's got 3.
Try to draw out of the Fate Seal.
Yeah. Well, he's got the 4th island in hand, so theoretically, had Carlos put both the sword and the Skull Clamp on it, he still could have stolen it, so. He's gonna port something. I don't know that it's really a big deal. Because I assume at this point, Jace is just going to Fate Seal Carlos until Carlos dies. And what is it, 10 or 12? Something very high for Jace. So ultimate. It is 12.
It's 12. Wow.
So
The shackles come down.
He's got a couple more turns, but the Shackles is here now. I don't think, and
Oh,
the
Old
Old
Man.
Man, like, I just don't see a way of
Yeah.
Carlos to get out of this. I don't know what that last card in
I
his
mean, this
hand
is no like
but,
Drag Tusk walk, but
nah, in some ways it's probably
oh
stronger.
yeah, I agree.
He's just gonna eat it right away.
Man, that Mind Twist was something else.
Is that another creature? The problem is Carlos can't. It is an Isamaru, but the problem is Carlos
And he
can't
plays, you're gonna get
even
stolen.
really. Well, no, he doesn't have it. If he had another land, he could put both the sword and the skull clamp on it. They would have 5 power, and Shang would have to draw another island. Now he has it. We know that, but that might be Carlos's only out. The problem is that Shing can always just unsummon it, so...
Oh, there's a Force Wall.
And I believe Old Man... What is it, a 1-2?
It's a 2-3.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure it's a 2-3. I was reading it when I
It
saw it.
is in fact. So that can do that at instant speed. Although he's gonna start killing Carlos with his Old Man.
I'm gonna have to wonder if Jace will just kill him faster.
Probably.
Is that 8? He's at 8, isn't he?
Who?
It's a 62 Jace.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant life totals.
No.
Yeah, Jace is already at 8. He can go to 10 this turn, 12 the next. So Carlos is on a 3-turn clock basically. There's a Liliana to make it.
Man.
What did he just discard?
Looks like
An island, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gonna Fate Seal him again. I don't know what that last card in his hand is, but I have to. No. Carlos's hand.
Carlos' hand.
Because he discarded his Isamaru. Oh, that's
sure.
a Wrath.
That doesn't do anything. Well,
It clears the.
It doesn't really do anything, though.
It clears the Old Man, but he's not gonna die to the Old Man.
Get out of the Jace. Then if he doesn't die to the Jace, he'll die to the Lily.
Yeah, I think Carlos. Yeah, he's just scooping him up. I don't think he's got a way out. So. It's going to be Shing with game 2, and we're going to go to game 3 again. Oh, God. Stuff everywhere.
Man, we keep getting some really good games on camera. I'm impressed.
Oh, man. We still have an amazing 4 viewers. Fantastic. A viewer's a viewer, right?
Don't scare them away. They're going to be like,
Sure.
wow, I'm not appreciated. I'm going to be gone.
Zach Teffer will come to your house and give each of you fellatio personally.
You can't tell people that.
I mean, I just did. I think that's a legal contract in the state of Georgia. I think you have to do it now.
I didn't even say it.
I mean...
It's not a binding contract if I don't say it.
mean, I don't make
But
the
he's
rules.
not wrong. He's not wrong.
I just blindly enforce them.
You should blindly enforce them.
So we're going to go to game 3. So we saw when Carlos was on the play, he basically just got out ahead early and kept Shing down on resources and rode that to victory. And then when we saw Shing on the play, we saw him go crazy with his resources and lock Carlos out of the game. So it'll be interesting to see. And not to mention, Shing started with only 6 cards. He had to mulligan. So he had a suboptimal hand, and he still got there. His deck is very powerful if the pieces come together.
The play matters a lot for him in this matchup.
Yeah.
I still just want to see the Black Lotus. That's all I want.
I feel like that turn 2 Thalia is just so hard for Shing to come back from. It's such a tempo play. It hurts him so bad. Now, to be fair, Carlos only has 1 Thalia. He has to draw it. He's got 40 cards in his deck, and he only gets to draw 7 of them.
But
8, I guess, technically.
It effectively sets him back a turn when he's already set back a turn because he's on the draw.
Yeah. So it's really hard. But, again, Carlos only gets 8 cards to play that turn 2 Thalia. He's got to find it. That's not to say he can't find it, though, so...
No, he's seen it just about every game.
It's true. He did see it.
Even
Both
like
games.
before he starts school living out.
So I think the big issue with Carlos's deck is Carlos's deck doesn't really have a ton of reach if Shing can assemble his protection. Like, there's no haste creatures. He's got to do everything at sorcery speed. He doesn't have any way to, like, say, got you out of nowhere. So if Shing can, like, get out of the early game intact, it's, I think, very difficult for Carlos to come back.
I agree.
That being said, Carlos has a lot of ways that he can get out ahead really early and keep Shing down. He's got the Rich Import. He saw both games. He's a very strong card in this matchup. Assuming that Carlos is being aggressive. He's got the Thalia, which he's seen both games.
Well, if he's not being aggressive, he's not going to win.
It's true. We saw that, like, it ground out, though, game 2.
Oh, man,
Shing is
going down to 6.
mulliganing. Now, that doesn't hurt him as much as it did last game.
Draw.
And again, he does have a lot of card draw, which is really big. So
As
Shing
we saw-
probably has the best mulligan
If you just get those hands,
of
though.
any of the decks. But as, again, a mulligan is still a mulligan. It still does hurt you. Although, again, Shin can just say, oh, look, Island, Lotus, Jace beat this. And
Yeah.
Carlos has to say, And other things, too. Like, he could turn one a Lily. There's just a lot of things that...
I think I heard Carlos say he's gonna murder somebody, and I think I'm gonna go DQ him.
Yep. He was sneaking in.
Probably should.
Okay.
I don't know. You seem kind of sketchy.
It's true.
Are you like casting it next?
Yes, we are.
Yep. Everything. Alright, so Shing looks like he's keeping. He has the old man. He's got
So
his
Jace?
colors. He does not have a Lotus or a Jace. He does have a Signet. He's got some ramp.
What is that blue thing? Is he not the
Old man.
There's
I
something
think
else.
he's got an
is
ancestral
that-
recall.
is that what it
or
is?
recall visions. Visions.
Visions.
The suspend one.
the worst
It's
one.
yeah. It's not quite as good because that'd be very strong for him. Still playing
That's
that
a slower
turn one.
start.
I
What
think
is
that's a
that?
swords he drew.
That's what I.
And,
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, and he's got, or that might be a balance.
I don't know actually.
Well, there's the Thalia. That's not good for Shang.
That's pretty bad.
Wow.
Wow.
That's actually really bad for Shang.
Drastic.
He's gonna get his old man.
But,
The
loses
problem
the Thalia
is,
Bone Splitter.
yeah, he's not gonna be able to steal the Thalia, so he has to find a way to deal with the Thalia. Now, if he can deal with the Thalia, he can start stealing Carlos's stuff to chump. Or
Well, it's
Carlos
tough,
can't
though.
play anything else,
It's tough though because
so he's gonna give
old
in
man
there
can only steal things with one power.
two.
No, because he has two. It has to be less than.
Oh yeah.
Strictly less than.
And
then
there's a
even,
Legionnaire.
even then, if he gets something with one power, he can just stick Bone Splitter on it. Now Shin can do it at instant speed, but there's not a whole lot of relevant stuff that he can steal. So at this point, it's just kind of something
16.
to block the bears.
Yeah, Shing's in trouble. Is the best way to say this. He's casting.
Yep, there's the
something.
swords, right? Oh no, the signet.
He's got to play all three.
Yeah.
He
No,
just
that costs 3. Yeah. He can't.
yeah. Now he's deciding. He can ironically cast, or he can
He can only do one or
suspend
the other.
the whatever the recall for
Yep.
or visions. Is it visions or recall? Which one is
It's
it? It's
visions.
isn't it?
Recall is the power.
Yeah. Okay. So he can suspend that for 1 mana.
Because it's not
because
a
he's not
casting.
casting.
Right.
He's
So
just suspending.
If it came off suspend and Thalia were still,
He's
then
paid
he'd have
2
to pay one.
anyway, but technically he doesn't have to.
Did he just realize it? Yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
there you
Okay.
Interesting. I would almost. I see he's got the. What's that card? Why can't I remember the name of it? Vendilion Click in his hand. He's got a chump block. He's still going to take 3. That seems aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in bad straits to begin with. But Carlos,
wow.
obviously.
Jeez.
So, let's see. What does Shing have that could be his out here?
I mean, he has to. I guess that's not a sword, is it?
I think it's balance. But balance doesn't save him because
Balance-
it leaves him with a Thalia.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps, but it also, I think, puts him down on 1 land. That just seems bad. I mean, I guess it's strong if you stick an early Jace and then say balance and say deal with this.
Jeez.
But now Carlos is basically saying you're dead next
Yeah, I
turn.
think the game
Um,
is done. Jeez. He's not even gonna get to draw 3. What is that? Can't
now,
tell.
ironically, if he had ended up, it's a go for the throat.
Ah, that's
Which
not gonna be
he can-
enough. It's
well-
gonna be good, but it's not good enough. Yeah, you have to play that tapped. He's gonna go for the throw here. No.
He's
gonna
balancing.
balance. I do not remember what this card does.
Well, let's read it real quick.
Partially, because I had never seen it until I saw it in his deck.
No, it says each player sacrifices enough lands to equalize the number of lands each player controls. Then the player controls the fewest lands cannot sacrifice any in this way. Then they
Wow.
equalize cards in the hand and creatures, so it actually board wipes. So that's why he has balance.
That's pretty good.
So, I think Carlos played out his entire hand to try and kill
Wow.
Shing the next turn. And now Shing has a ton of breathing room because he's got the go for the throat. He can play a Tezzeret. That
Jeez.
doesn't actually do anything this turn. I guess he can find another Signet.
That seems
So
fine.
now there's he can find the
Oh,
shackles.
wow.
Actually, that's pretty big.
That's pretty good.
He can shift.
He's
I was
got
gonna
one
say
island right now, right? Or he's got two.
he's got 3.
He's got two in play.
He's got
Oh, he's got the watery grave.
too. He's got 3.
Oh, it's been too long since I played with Shocks. I really should play more Eternal formats.
He did shift like all of his removal to the bottom, so all he's got is the go for the throat. But he does have the shackles, which is huge.
Oh my god.
Because I don't think Carlos can beat a shackles. That balance actually,
That was insane.
the ballsy play came out of nowhere.
Wow. Esper tearing it up.
And Shackles, unless he draws the land, is going to... Did he just fetch? Yeah, he did. So Carlos is at 16. Shackles, unless he draws the land, requires a turn to set up. But once Shackles is online, he can use it at instant speed. Okay, so Sheng's going to search again. Oh, he's got a Baleful Strix.
Oh,
that's
that's
actually really good.
really
and he's
good.
going to shift 2 really good cards to the bottom, but the Strix is, I would say, worth it because he can actually play it this turn.
Yeah, it's like everything.
And
that he
now
wants to
he's
do.
got a blocker and the... Well,
pass.
interesting.
What does he have in hand?
Oh, no, he's playing something.
Oh.
He's playing the Click. Actually...
That's I actually like that a lot.
Um,
It's evasive. It's a better clock than Baleful Strix is, and there's no need to play the Baleful Strix immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, he
so
still
this
has the
kinda-
champion.
Yeah, this helps keep him down, and then I think Carlos is almost obligated to just Wrath of God here anyway.
Yeah, unless he's got a creature to play. But even if he does, I almost say just do it.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
although
big enough clock. And
the
she doesn't need to
issue
play anything else.
the issue is he's got this onboard Tezzeret, and he's got a Shackles, and he's got the there we
Right.
go.
But, was it the hero?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
hero, and he's.
Huh.
But Shing's gonna draw 3 cards. He's got the removal in his hand, so what I have to imagine will happen here is Shing is going to go for the throat. I think it's a go for the throat he has in his hand. He's gonna go for the throat. The hero. Then he's gonna mind twist away the rest of Carlos's hand, which I think is only 1 card, so it's not like he's got a ton of cards in hand. Does he have a hand? Maybe.
I thought he had Wrath of God in hand. Maybe not. I guess not.
So there's the onboard Shackles. Maybe he's hidden it under his arm.
Yeah,
There it
yeah,
is.
Yep.
So he's taking the 3 though. But again, the issue is that if he Wrath of Gods,
Didn't find anything.
yeah, he whiffed. Tezzeret's ultimate isn't going to kill Carlos, but it is kind of relevant. It's especially because he has 2 artifacts in play right now.
I think
4.
Carlos is quickly being locked out of this game.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the problem with Wrath of God is that Carlos can always just go say, "All right, I'm gonna animate this Signet
Right.
and start beating you in the face with that." Like, Carlos still has to have an answer to that. He can't. And there goes is the rest of his hand. I would expect to see an animation and say, "Here's a 2-turn clock. Kill me or die."
Yep.
And yeah, there's
that's
gonna
exactly
be 8
what happened.
cards. Okay, so he
Oh,
gets
he's got the
sound
maze.
that.
But still, it's flying, so he takes the 3. He can't really do anything about that. Oh, is he? What happened to his hero? Oh, got go for the throw, didn't it?
Yep.
I need sleep.
So he did take 3, so he's down to 10. And Shing's just in a position where I don't think he can lose. That balance
That was
completely
insane.
turned the game around. I mean, there's a mother, but
Jeez.
I mean, he can't steal it now. But
I think the only
he
Oblivion Ring into Terminus is like it. Oblivion Ring removal. Oblivion Ring journey.
But the problem is, I think Carlos might just be dead. Is he? Well, he's He's not quite
He
dead.
can take 4.
So, but Shing can animate a second, his other signet. Carlos can only maze one of them. He didn't play anything. What? I am so confused.
I don't know.
Why did Carlos pick the mom up?
I think because he's banking on a Terminus or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. He's gonna take 9 though.
For 1.
Oops.
Terminus.
Takes 9. The problem
Looks like he's dead.
The problem is I think he just dies anyway, even if he
Yeah.
finds it.
Oh, he probably didn't play because it's gonna be stolen.
Not if he puts all the things on it. He doesn't have enough islands. He only has 4. Oh no, he does have 5. Okay, yeah. Then he was actually dead.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Shing's
Yep.
gonna win.
That's it.
That balance actually just won Shing the game, out of nowhere.
That was crazy.
That card
That
is
was
ridiculously powerful. It was in that case a 3 mana board wipe. Ironically, I think
4
of
Thalia.
3. It's 2 mana
Was it?
regularly.
Was it?
Yeah, it's 2 mana.
Oh, there's more expensive than that.
Nope, it's 1 colorless, 1
Jeez.
white. And ironically, I think if Carlos hadn't overextended to say do
probably
something or
would've
die, he would have won because
Yep.
then he could have played the Hound. There were a couple of turns where
Shing
Shing
was-
basically didn't do
yeah.
anything because the next turn he played a Tezzeret, drew. I mean, he drew the shackles, but that would have been too slow.
Right.
He didn't have any way to get rid of those cards, so if he hadn't overextended and then started putting things in, Shing just would have died. But he went all in. He said, "Show me a way to kill me," because I don't think he expected balance.
No.
And Shing said, "Okay, here's balance. Can you beat this?" And Carlos scooped his field into his graveyard, and that was that.
All right. Well, that's the end of our round 2 feature match.
No,
I think we're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be back in time for round 3 in no time. All right, we're back. We've got Barry playing against Chris. Let me put this back up.
Did you unmute it?
I did unmute it.
Alright. What are we ordering?
I don't know. I know.
Fucking pizza.
Yeah, I know Chris.
Kind of
Or I think Carlos wanted some too.
God damn it. What are we ordering? 2 pizzas?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Alright. What do we want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Pepperoni?
Pepperoni's good. Buffalo chicken's good.
Oh
I don't
man,
like
fuck.
onions though.
I want one of those. So I'm
Want
gonna
what?
order 1 buffalo chicken.
No
and-
onion though.
Alright, well, okay.
Are you
Well,
large?
Fuck.
We're streaming, by the way. Oh well.
I mean, we are. so-
Yeah, that's real.
I thought...
Huh.
I clicked this thing. Alright, hold up.
I think game 1's already almost over. That's a turn 2.
That's a... Okay, so he channeled...
for 11.
Took... Yeah, well, 12,
Oh,
because
it's 12.
he's got a Land War Waste.
Oh my god.
He blew up Barry's island, and now I have to imagine that unless Barry has an unsummon in his hand, yeah, okay, so we're gonna go into team 2.
So that's game 1. Yeah, I actually feel kind of bad because Barry didn't want to play on the feature match. He's like, oh, I'll lose, but that's kind of like what Barry does. He not lose. He just he doesn't want to play in the feature match. He's just happy like playing wherever. But I feel kind of bad now because he was
Yeah.
serious.
We also
Oops.
kind of missed it because we're ordering pizza, but don't tell anyone.
Ooh,
Alright, what
like,
else are we adding
priorities.
to this?
I think we should pick up somebody else's game and stick it right here for the feature.
I guess that's what we got. Alright, do we want anything else besides the standard bacon, chicken, and buffalo?
No,
I took
it's-
off
it's
the
great
onions.
like that.
Okay. So we'll add
Is he gonna
that.
take off the onions?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Conti-
That pizza's amazing.
and then I guess it's just a pepperoni? 1 pepperoni, 1
that's fine.
buffalo?
Yeah, that's
Alright,
fine.
let's
Sounds
do
good
that.
to
Do we want to add anything else? I think that's it. I gotta make a account? God damn it. Alright, sure. You have to select a mobile carrier? What the heck is this?
And I think it's interesting that Chris seems to be able to draw like this pretty consistently. 'Cause this is, I heard about him doing this earlier too, and it requires like he doesn't have Kozilek, right? Because we already saw Kozilek in
Yeah,
Alex's
so-
deck. He doesn't have like a Blightsteel Colossus.
Well, he
has
could have
Bulwark.
Emrakul.
He could have Emrakul, but even then, that's 1 card to cheat him out. I know he doesn't have Show and Tell. I saw Show and Tell in somebody else's deck, and Sneak Attack. And then he's got the 1, maybe 2 Eldrazi.
Well, it's hard to tell. You could have like an Imp that betrays or stuff like that too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
There
You're
are
right.
a couple other cards that
Still,
could be in the deck.
you have, like,
but again,
more than likely there's
you only
one
have
gonna
so
cheat out.
many, right?
Right.
Well, I have to imagine that there's some other tricks to his deck because I
I'm
can't.
sure there is.
I can't imagine that you build your whole deck around Channel Out or Ulamon because while it can be done, it's not a consistent.
Right. I saw
strategy
his
by
deck
any
when he was
means.
building it. I don't quite remember what else was in it though.
I'm gonna forget that. Alright. God damn it. Alright. I don't know what Papa Rewards is, but it sounds suspicious.
Here.
Do I enroll in that?
You can get 50% off this order.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness. Am I at least 13 years of age?
No.
Okay, well, that's gonna be a problem.
They don't have to know that. Oh, you're signing up for an account?
Yeah. Unless you have an account, you can just use that.
You don't want to do that because I've maxed out the number of times that I can use that password or whatever. Is this just for
Let me just finish this, I guess. Make sure you hit that I'm at least 13 years old. Oh, I have to choose my birthday? Oh, wow, we're missing a Finhornels.
I'm thinking you were born on March 4th.
Well, he's got a soul ring. That's pretty gross.
Huh.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that a Pila Pala? No.
What is happening? Oh my gosh. What is this deck?
That's a Wolfbriar Elemental. I don't know what that other card is. I can't see it. It's something... Yeah, I actually have no idea what that is.
What is happening?
Wow. I think it's 5 damage. Is a Wolfbriar Elemental a 4/3? I think it is. I would check, but we're ordering pizza, so...
Look at that, I just saved you $16.
You mean you saved Barry $16?
Right. Oh my gosh.
So how do I do this now?
I think you should order. It should
Okay.
be set, right? Because, yeah.
Oops.
Okay, so it's got this is the
Okay.
location details, but it's fine, right? So that's correct, right?
Is that right? Oh, that's the store.
Oh, yeah. Wait, this is currently closed.
Does it really?
You can play. See if you can find a store that isn't. You don't want to switch to carry out. Oh, you're what?
Are these all closed?
But it's 11. I don't understand.
Is this real life?
This cannot be real. Next 6 stores. What else is happening in this game? Oh, it's a mana vault. Oh, so he's just like crazy ramp to giant things.
Mono green ramp.
But you know, at least Barry's not.
All of these.
dead.
Is this real?
This is stupid. I don't believe this. I do not believe they're all closed. There's no way.
So, I guess maybe we're doing Domino's. Didn't you order pizza at like 3 in the morning one time?
Maybe. Yeah, that sounds like something I do. Yeah, that probably happened. That sounds like something I do kind of often, actually. Is this for real though? Like seriously?
I mean,
Papa John's near me. Sorry guys, but like, if you had pizza, you understand.
yeah, we.
Closes at 12 a.m. What? No. This is wrong.
I mean, it's 11:12 right now, so
Yeah.
it should be open.
Well, this one's on State Bridge, but like that's not that far, right?
Will they deliver here?
I don't know.
Do you know what store number?
Do
it
they have a
is?
choice? Like for real?
I've apparently gone through all the stores that are anywhere
Hold on.
close to here.
They might spit on our
Here it
pizza,
is.
but-
It says it's closed.
No, that's crap. This, I believe Google. Closes at 12 a.m. What's sort of Saddlebrook Shopping Center?
Fuck it, Ryan. I'm just gonna hit.
No, this is
see to
important.
Check out.
Oh my
How
god.
about that?
What is this? I can call them.
This is where I am.
How far are they from here? They're 13 minutes. That's 5 miles. They could totally deliver here. I bet this is the best Magic stream ever.
What
Dude,
is-
it'd be great if Star City did this.
11 a.m. What the fuck is this?
Like we're just throwing out curse words in the stream. Oh, wow.
It won't let me go back. It won't let me go back. Is this real?
You guys close at midnight, right? See, that's what I thought because we're trying to order online. It says you close at like now. Wait, you do delivery or you stop delivery? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why. Do you have carryout selected?
No, I have delivery.
Oh, his delivery selected. I don't know. I guess I'll just place the
It
order
says
here.
order type delivery.
Oh, this is stupid. All right, I'm just gonna place the order on the phone, which is great because we're also streaming, so everyone else gets to hear our order.
Nice. I have no idea how you put all these lands into play, but that happened at some
I think he's
point.
just drawing lands. All right, let me know when you're ready.
That's a Tamio.
Sure.
Alright, go look at those.
No, we're actually ordering for what is the location? What's the address? 98.
$98.50.
Do we just yell out? I guess we yell out the name of the address of the store on stream. Whatever. 9850 Nesbitt Ferry Road.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a card shop, FCB Games. Nesbitt Ferry in Old Alabama. Yeah, we're right off exit 8. I Google mapped it. Your store is supposedly like 13 minutes, like 5 miles.
This is interesting. At some point, Chris played a Batter Skull, and Barry has a Tomio.
We're not very good at this commentating thing.
I mean, we were until pizza.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, are they open as well? Oh my. Oh, yeah, give me their number.
Are you talking about this 419?
Is it 770-751-9022? Oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna go call them, thank you. Bye.
Very complicated.
I'm gonna rewatch this, by the way. I'm gonna rewatch my pizza order.
If this says only 11 p.m., so they're lying to us.
This is crap. I want my pizza.
I know, for real.
So,
Oh, he has an Oracle of Moldaya. That's how he's been playing all these lands.
pizza.
Oh, there's a Primeval Titan.
Oh, it seems pretty good. That deck
This,
seems kind of real.
This looks not so great for Barry. He had a counterspell at some point.
Dude, I swear to God, if they're closed, they better not be closed.
Can we kill people?
I'll be so mad. No. No. Pick up the phone.
Is this real life?
Okay, they could be on hold. Must be really upset.
Oh, nice.
Here you go, guys.
This is very exciting.
This is free advertising.
We were a lot better at this before we got hungry.
Yeah. I haven't eaten all day. I had like a Butterfinger and a Crunch.
What? Oh, control magic.
You're closed? I just had the store on State Bridge tell me you were open. Oh my god. All right, thank you.
So what do? Call the
No,
State
they're
Bridge
gonna
show?
No, I'm calling them back. They're going to deliver this pizza. I'm pissed. Give me pizza. I swear to God. All I want to do is order pizza.
Give me pizza.
Why is it so complicated?
P-I-Z-Z-A? What is that on top of Barry's library?
Has our Pizza Quest gotten us more viewers?
Uh,
Probably not. Probably less viewers.
Yeah, probably like, what the fuck? Yep, we lost a viewer.
Yeah, they were closed. Yeah, they closed at 11.
Wow.
They closed at 11. Can we just place the order for your store online and then you guys get it anyway, even though it says you're closed? It shouldn't be out of your area. It's only like 5 miles away. Oh, wow. Alright, well. Alright, thank you. Alright, bye.
Wow. We got wrecked.
I'm gonna go burn our store.
Well, I guess we're
JK.
trying
I can't say that on stream, can
That's true, you can't.
I? I am like visibly upset. Why is this such an issue? Because we can't deliver out of our area. This is 5 miles away. How is this out of your area?
I don't know, man.
Oh my god. This is
Okay,
stupid.
it's number 18. We're in Johns Creek, I guess, technically. Yeah, we're only sort of paying attention to Barry dying to a Primeval Titan. But,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Is that a Vasa? No. What is that?
It's a Vesuvian Shapeshifter,
Huh.
which I assume copied Primeval Titan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a Frost Titan as well.
Huh.
This is a very interesting game.
This is a bad game to get hungry during. Oops.
I'm guessing that Barry just went up to 8 counters on Tamio, because I would be very surprised if he didn't.
Why do I
snap
feel like
both.
live totals are not accurate?
It could be because they just attacked with a
I was just guessing. 'Cause,
Primeval
we've been doing
Titan.
this pizza thing.
Yeah, they're at some number.
Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna order this pizza so we
Yeah.
don't die.
Yeah, Barry just won.
All right.
Wow.
Well, we're probably gonna pay attention during this game.
I
No
don't know.
promises, though.
Like, all I want is, oh my god, why
Pizza?
can't I just have? I want Papa John's. Like Domino's is fine, but like, come on.
Okay. So.
So stupid.
Are they open? I don't know. Well, they're not saying they're closed, so that's a good
They're
sign.
probably closed.
I would stab you. Alright, let's not do that. Let's start with. Go back. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's
Wait, so if we lost a viewer, do we have 3 viewers now?
Yep, we have 3.
That's impressive.
Oh, 5! Wow!
Oh, wow.
The pizza dream!
The pizzaning.
Alright, let's start with
People understand our pain.
specialty
Our
pizza.
plight.
What we got? Anything good?
So I just noticed Captain America is like, did he just punch his own shield, or is he throwing it and it's like behind him now? Like,
Yeah.
what's
don't
going on
question
here?
that.
I don't understand.
I guess we'll start with 14-inch.
I think he punched his own shield.
Okay.
That seems unnecessary, and I don't think it would give it that kind of rotational velocity.
Probably not. Alright, we'll take onions off. Cheese.
Why do they
hot
like put
sauce,
onions
chicken,
on
got
this
it.
stuff? Like,
I don't fucking
it doesn't.
know.
No, like, it doesn't even make sense.
Okay, so
Like, don't put vegetables on my.
we're gonna
It's 3
order.
to 5. I think you mean like 1.5.
Do we cheese it up?
No,
Okay, no cheesing it up.
lactose intolerant.
Alright. Let's check out.
Do we have 2 pizzas or 1?
2 pizzas.
Alright. I don't have a promo code for this.
It's fine.
YOLO.
We don't need anything else, do we? I sure hope not. If these people are closed, I'm actually gonna kill someone else.
All we want to do is give them our money.
Let's
Give them
give
Barry's money.
pizza.
Maybe this is why I'm fat.
Don't give me email offers. I don't want those.
How else will you know when they're closed?
We'll pay with cash. I like that. Okay.
Ooh, a vast protection has expired.
Nice. I don't have any
Ew.
ideas. Okay. Hold up. Da da da. There we go.
Dude, is it gonna work?
I don't even freaking know.
Probably
We're about
not.
to find out. Place
Place
the
your order. JK LOL. Watch be like delivered tomorrow. I guess it's actually technically probably accurate. Oh my god, it was placed.
I think we're gonna get pizza.
We did it, Obama. Oh, that's a turn 1 soul ring. That seems really good.
Yeah. And Barry's on the draw too, so here comes something. That's a Findhorn elf. Wait, no it's not.
What is that? Dark chest. I don't know what that is.
Is that a Jade Leech?
Maybe.
Is Jade Leech in this cube? Sorry guys, we're like mostly paying attention. Let me tell you. Alright. Let's see if I recognize any of these.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm like rooting for Barry to beat the Eldrazi deck. Making a bunch of mana.
Oh, it's a Rofello's.
Oh, what did he just? What is that?
Rofello's adds 1 green.
No. What is that though?
Oh.
A Noble Hierarch there. What is it? A crop rotation? No.
No.
No, he would have searched that. What is that?
Some.
I don't know.
Well, this is Rofello's. It taps add 1 green mana to your mana pool for each forest you control, otherwise known as Broken as Fuck. It is banned in EDH.
Can't imagine why.
Mm,
Fairly recently banned EDH.
Let me see. That doesn't look like a creature. So...
No. It's something that resolved.
Oh, did it?
I thought so, maybe. Because it looks like the graveyard. Maybe it's an enchantment, though. I don't know.
What? When did that?
Wait, is that it? Go.
It's not a natural order.
No, that.
Harmonize?
Is that it?
I don't think so.
No. The text box is different.
What is that card? I can't see it. Yeah, I don't know. It's something. Maybe it is a creature. How many mana did he tap to play that?
4.
Well, hold on. He got 5 mana.
It's 5.
Could have been a restock, but he didn't have anything in his graveyard to restock.
Maybe he just liked to play restock. I don't know.
Seems legit. Does Stunted Growth have another?
Art? I don't think so.
Might?
I don't know.
Find out.
Barry's got a disc in play, though, which is really good. It's really good here.
Did I even give these guys my email? I guess I did.
Do you have your phone number?
Yeah, I got that. Probably. I think they do anyway. Good luck.
It's a batter skull in Chris's hand.
Yes, he does have one of those.
I don't think he has any Eldrazi. But,
Oh, darn.
no, if that disc pops, this might get a little difficult, especially he's only got 2 lands. So this actually isn't looking half bad for Barry, although he's on 1 color.
Well, it's not Stunted Growth.
Right? Oh, wait, what?
What 5 drops is
How did you play that disc? Disc costs 4 to play.
It might... That might be a Plow Under. I think it is, actually.
That's it. Prime time.
Whew. The problem is that Primeval Titan is...
Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's the Plow Under.
Maybe.
Puts 2 target lands on top of their owner's library. I believe that's what that is. So that's why Barry
That makes
has
sense.
had the ability to play a disc, but now no longer has that ability.
But that means that he's going to reliably draw to be able to disc next turn. Or no, it doesn't cost. It just taps to blow up, doesn't it?
I think it costs 1 mana.
Does it? I'll play EDH.
1
That's
tap.
Yep.
So
It
he's
seems
gonna
to-
lose his
You
Primeval
have to
Titan.
blow up the hair that you.
I mean, he's so low on mana that I think he had to do it. Well, I mean, Barry can wait, see what he does.
No,
Well, actually, it's gonna get really interesting.
no, because he's got a soul ring. You have to do it now.
Well, he's thinking he's gonna get any extra value, but what he doesn't know is that... Oh, he's doing it on upkeep?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's much better.
I was gonna say, what he doesn't know is that Chris has a Woodfall Primus in his hand, which if...
But now his cards get like much harder to cast. Now he had to hit that prime time, or I think he was probably actually out of it.
I mean,
2 lands in play.
Barry's not doing anything great
Right,
now.
but he only had 2 lands in play.
Yeah.
That's just on my curve.
Bad.
So like the fact that he hit the prime time means he's very much in this game still, especially because Barry's not doing
Because
anything.
now he actually... and there's the Batter Skull. So, does Barry have the counterspell? He does, so... It's not bad. Not bad. So, apparently, Domino's has my email.
Then you need to give it to them.
Fuck you, Papa John's. What do you put them?
Well, they were.
26 to 36 minutes. That's an
That's
interesting
acceptable, I
choice,
guess.
but it's better than Close. What is
The Cryptic
that
Command.
card?
Whew.
I think that was a Harmonize.
That.
Yeah, the card that he tried to cast, which draws 3 cards, which would have been very good.
Yeah.
Because I think he only has 1 card left in his hand.
And these are the type of decks that Barry typically plays. He
Yep.
likes the high curve, very slow to get there control decks. I'm kind of with him actually. I'm better with the mid-range decks, but I really like the games that kind of like the decks that take their time. Because I like to play the game instead of just poop out all the red things.
The issue is, I think Barry has finally run out of counter spells. He could maybe have something left, but
If Chris can find something, yeah, he's got 5 mana.
What's
He can
the
find something.
morph?
I don't know.
Well, there's an acidic slime.
Yeah.
I think Barry is gonna lose.
Plains. Or, no,
I
he'd
would
lose
pick
an
a
island.
plains.
He's got
to
3
be
islands.
honest.
Yeah, I pick up plains.
And these 2 islands are areas, or he's trying to decide.
6 islands is a very obnoxious card.
Chris is in a kind of an interesting spot. His last card in his hand is a full price. Yeah, he did get full price. I agree with that. His last card in his hand is a full price. The Primus, if he can get it out, especially because Barry, I think, has gone for the Terror as well at this point. Yeah, I could just win the game. But he needs 3 more mana to cast.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
And even if he draws a channel, he still can't cast it. Apparently the stream is like it's at 30 FPS. So there's that. I don't even think it's the internet. I honestly think it's this computer. It's not very good. But it's what we got.
What is that?
Dungeon
This
Dice.
guy's it is, yeah.
So get it for 2.
It's actually really good here.
Yeah, Dungeon Dice could potentially you just read that.
The thing is funny because
Yes, it's a 3-3 flyer. Ooh, that looks like Golden Lotus, so he's gonna be able to cast his
wow.
full promise next turn, which is really big because he can cut Barry off of green or white mana. Really for 12. Chris is at 12, I believe. Chris still needs help. Because he can block. Is that a terrestrial? If that's a terrestrial, that's actually better. Yeah, the full promise because he can kill the dungeon. I think. Terrestrial nest is in the queue. Terrestrial nest is I've never heard that. Oh, it's not creatures, so you can't kill. Yes. The difference is if he plays the terrestrial, he can kill his opponent. Basically,
Tell Barry to
Yeah.
kill him. Up. There's another counter spell.
oh no, it's not. It's offensive. I mean, it's still an issue because Fencer is a 3/4. So he's going to get
In for 8, which
Wow.
is
to take Chris to 4. So now he has to Terrastodon.
Assuming they're gonna have another response. Yeah, these are exactly the kinds of decks that very plays. So a lot of Florida Korea. Wow.
Yeah, so now he needs. I don't think he can win. Because,
But Dave's mana. Actually, no, it's not Dave, but I guess technically she not.
the issue is that he drew land. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
The problem is now he can't block enough creatures. If he didn't have the ball,
There's like two doesn't.
yeah, it does.
I think it's
Chris could make a bunch of elephants
right. That's
block the creature on the ground. Yeah. But he's going to terrestrial it on, I guess, make Barry kill him. He doesn't have to tap 9. Or let's say he hasn't played as far as the turn. Yeah, he's just dead. So, there's Barry.
that was crazy, especially after like the turn 2 cool on start. That was something else.
I mean, that's really good. It's a card in his deck.
Yeah, I already hit a card against somebody else like super early.
He's got a lot of really good stuff, but I guess he just didn't get there. There's the shapeshifter again. But yeah, that's round 3. I don't know if there's a round 4.
There should be around 4 there.
Okay, so we're gonna be back. And I'm not really
It's probably going to be a good like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I think this game finished quicker than the other.
hopefully our pizza will be there. So we can stop talking about that and start eating
still
it.
upset about probably Papa John's.
Yeah, that's a little annoying, but it is what it is. All right, so we will be back in a little bit, and we will see you then.
So we have Rohan on the left, and we have Joseph on the right.
Alright, so let's see. This is Rohan.
Rohan. Rohan.
I don't know if that's how you spell it.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, there we go. Is that Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two Josephs. Well, one's Joe. Well, no, his name is Joseph. Everyone just calls him Joe, though. Alright, so these are two guys. I don't think they're the toppest of top competitors, but we
They're
haven't seen
not.
either of them.
I think they're at 2 wins.
But, yeah, we haven't seen either of them yet. So, it'll be something different. We'll get to see some other parts of the cube that otherwise we might have seen because, you know, you have some people like Shang who have obviously very powerful decks and get out early, and they just kind of stay at the front and you end up seeing them a bunch of times. So.
Like me and Schwing.
Yeah, Schwing. That guy. Alright, so we see die roll. I cannot see those dice.
I can't either. If it becomes relevant, I'm going to go tell them to use some white dice.
Yeah.
Really what we need like the bigger dice.
I see a godless shrine, so I'm assuming that Rohan at least has black and white in his deck, but he appears to be mulliganing. I think that's a Pentad Prism on top. That's a very interesting card that sees a little bit of modern play. It's actually really good, but I think it needs kind of a specific deck. Actually, not really. You only really need to be playing 2 colors. But it really shines in like a multicolor deck. The card is a Sunburst card from 5th Dawn, which means that when you cast it, it comes into play with a charge counter for each color mana that you spent to cast it. It's a 2 casting cost artifact, and then so theoretically you cast it, it comes into play with 2 charge counters. Then you can remove a charge counter to add a colored mana to your mana pool of any color.
Pizza's here, by the way.
Sweet. I'm gonna go deal with that. You can run around and screech.
Alright, I do like my screeching. I don't know what he's doing to deal with it, because he's not paying for it, but alright. I think he just wanted an excuse. That is a turn 1 Volk. It's not bad at all. Feels like Legacy. As a planes into, what is that?
Cannot reach his laptop to start going to the list of cards.
Alright, we have pizza now.
Do we?
Yep.
Alright.
So we can eat that.
Sweet.
Fuck Carlos. You didn't pay for pizza.
Neither did you.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I just gave him money. So we're gonna eat. Nice. What? That's an ancient tomb.
Yeah.
Anti-prism
What
with
is
2
the
colors.
level up?
It's not a level. Oh,
Is it? Yeah,
it's a
it is.
student of warfare.
Is it?
Let me read it because it's been a really long time.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Here. Why don't you hold this pizza and I will
okay.
read what that does.
I can do that.
And there's a wild Nikado.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's playing
There's
like
a goblin guy,
5
wow.
color zoo, I guess. This is like a modern deck.
Well, it seems like it's working.
I mean, it is what it is. Alright, so what did he take? Like 8 damage? Oh, he needs a mountain. He doesn't have one of those. So that's 2, probably 4, 6. So
Wow.
Joseph's probably a 14, probably. I don't know if he took damage from anything else. Good luck. Alright. Student of Warfare.
Is that a quick? No, it's what is? That's
It's
Amulet of Vigor. No. I know what that is.
it's a moss diamond. No,
That-
it's not.
no.
No. It's the one that you discard a land and it makes mana.
No, that's Chromox.
No. Chrome Mox, you
Oh,
imprint
Chromox, you
something.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
Chrome. It's
Oh
not.
my
It's something
gosh.
else. Mox.
Mox
Mox Opal?
Opal.
No,
Opal. Right?
No, I think
No. Okay.
Mox Diamond. I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's Mox Diamond. Wow, that took some work to get there.
Anyway, Student of Warfare is a 1/1.
Oh my god,
for
that
1.
was Bonfire of the Damned.
That's pretty good.
For what was
For
that?
3.
For 3. So Rohan takes 3 damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That is Next to Thragtusk, the other card I missed.
Well,
most.
there's a Siege right now.
Man, this is a deck, and he's curving out. He's got his mana. Jeez.
It's going to be
This is something
not
else.
so easy for Joseph to come back from. He is, however, one spot removal. He's actually probably taking more damage because that Ancient 2 does damage.
Rohan should be just about out of cards. That Bonfire picked up a lot of
What
Did it
is
Sphinx the
that?
Steel Wind?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. Well, that does beat a Siege Rhino. Yeah.
He took another 2 damage for that, but that card has lifelink and vigilance
And it's what, a 5/6?
and flying. It's a 6/6.
It's a 6/6.
And protection from green and black or white, maybe.
Gosh. What is going on here? What is that to the far right on Rohan's side? They just picked up. Got back a Goblin guy and a Wild. What? Wow.
I'm not sure. I can't see it. So
Yep, the Sphinx is going to block here, and he's going to net quite a bit. You're going to net 4.
yeah, I don't think
That wasn't a profitable
Rohan-
attack.
Flying, first strike, vigilance, lifelink, protection from red and green.
Oh
so
my gosh.
even if it didn't have all those things, he still couldn't hit it because
So I think really the second
It
this
gained another-
resolved,
That was a very poor choice from Rohan. I don't know if he
Yeah.
didn't read the card or what. He did get in,
he's actually a pretty new player.
That's true.
So I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest
if he's never seen that card
right,
before.
and he just didn't think about it.
It used to be a lot bigger in decks like Reanimator. There's a
Yeah.
Mysium Mortars.
Man, this is Joseph playing to his strengths. He likes his red mid-rangey decks. He's playing a green-red. I guess you'd call it it's like a mid-range aggro deck with Thunderbreak Regent standard right now. He actually just topped the PPTQ with it too.
It looks like Rohan just won his Goblin.
Joseph
for no
wore
reason.
another store's shirt to the shop.
It's true. I think it was cut the stream.
That is just rude. Well, I know what that is. I can't
Joseph's
remember
at some ridiculous amount of life. There's a sneak attack that was taken by Tide Hollow Scholar, which would be a lot better if he wasn't currently being beat in the face with the Sphinx of the Steel Wind.
the name. Yep, he's going to concede to that.
So, it looks like Joseph ended up with the second half of the unfair cards creature deck pool.
More like the third, because we had like the green ramp deck,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think
Well, this is
I
the
guess that
second
was
one
the
we've
main
seen on
one.
stream.
Yeah,
I
because
think
Shings didn't really have like the unfair creatures. He had like the unfair walkers and everything
Yep.
else. And then Alex had a number of like good creatures, but I guess he was more like well spread. I think Thragtusk was probably one of the better threats he played throughout the game.
Yep.
But Thragtusk obviously doesn't hold a candle to like Sphinx or
But it wasn't really an unfair
Ulamog.
deck. It wasn't like, oh, hey,
Right.
here's a turn 3 Ulamog or turn 2 Ulamog. Or,
Right.
hey, I'm going to sneak attack in a Grizzlebrand or whatever. It's more of a, hey, it's turn 4, I'm going to cast the Thragtusk. Which, while very good, is not quite on the same level of those kind of plays. This pizza's pretty good, though. Domino's came through for us.
I will say that Papa John's one is much better.
I wouldn't doubt it,
I've eaten it a lot,
but
it's
Papa
much better.
John's turned their back on us.
Yeah, that was not
So
cool.
they get nothing.
I hope they're Magic fans and they see this and they're just like, wow, we messed up.
We could have had free advertising. But
Technically, they
now
did.
They did. But now we're telling them that they're terrible. So nobody's going to go Papa
They didn't even like repay us for the free advertising.
No.
We were even going to give them money for the pizza. Technically, we're giving them free advertising right now.
Yeah.
We should stop. Turn 1 Forest.
Yep. Looks like both players.
Oh, yeah.
Into a turn 1 strip mine.
Yep,
Interesting.
that's something.
I mean, I guess when you have the turn 1 strip mine, you might as well play the see if my opponent kept a sketchy hand game.
It's always nice to see a turn 1 Forest without a turn 1 mana dork.
Well, it looks like Rohan doesn't have another rune source.
Joseph
But
with
he
the
does
t-
have a
the tech
scroll rack.
plays.
Scroll rack is pretty good.
Well, it's not bad. It's very interesting though, because if you look at his curve, at least from what he played last game, it seems to be a very aggressive deck. The scroll rack isn't a very aggressive card.
No, it's not.
That being said, he's also running so many colors. I wouldn't be surprised if he picked it up late, thinking I have to play this
Yeah.
because there's no other way I can
Well,
build a cohesive
scroll
deck.
rack is a really good card in EDH, and I know Rohan plays a lot of EDH.
That's
so
true.
he might have seen that card, and maybe he knows that it's very strong, but he might not understand exactly why it's very strong. It's hard to tell. Or he might be more mid-range than we saw, in which case
Yeah,
it would
he
be
could have
pretty
just
good.
drawn the lower half of
Yeah.
his deck.
It's hard to tell. It'll depend on, and we'll find out, I guess, in the next couple of turns, because we've seen it could be that Rohan was very dependent on that one forest that was in his hand, and when it died, it was kind of SOL.
Probably edited it. Joseph got the first game.
Oh, he did. Yeah, it looks like Joseph's rating scroll rack. I would imagine that Rohan is looking for things to do, because at the moment he doesn't look like he's doing much of anything.
Well, he's playing a lot of colors. See, there's the third color. He's still missing green again.
Well, that was a great color.
That's interesting.
I mean, it's at least something. If he's playing a very aggressive deck, a 2-1 for 1 isn't terrible.
That's true.
It's possible that these red and white is kind of like a splash to make Wild Nakala better, and maybe play some other cards.
I'm sure Goyf is in this, isn't he? In the cube.
Yeah, but I mean, basic color lands isn't like super important. I know during modern.
Well, I was
Masters
just thinking
draft-
like Goyf is the kind of card that I could definitely see in Rohan's deck.
Yeah. What was that? He killed Gravecaller. I don't. Is that an? That's not an incinerate. Is that just a shock? I don't actually know. I can't see it. It's an old art, whatever it is. I don't recognize it. But I know during Modern Masters, like, that was a thing, that you basically played Domain Green, which was mostly green, and then you played, like, one or two of each basic land to turn on Domain Shut. This could be very much what Rohan ended up with, where he's mostly, like, green and black, but he's got the splashes to make Wild Nakatl, or maybe play, like, Lightning Helix or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really had the ability to take a good look at Rohan's hand. That's a Dream Halls.
Wow.
It'll make things interesting, because if Joseph has the cards to make it work right now, he could literally just win the game. I see a sneak attack in play. Well, he's exiling a Sky Swallower, and he's playing a Time Twister. So this could actually just win the game, depending on what Joseph draws. If he draws big creature and blue card, he probably just wins. That being said, Rohan also gets to draw 7 cards, but Rohan, I want to say, was already at like 5 cards. He doesn't really gain as much.
Right.
Although, hopefully he'll find his green, because I feel like that's pretty important for his deck. But this is much bigger for Joseph.
I'm really surprised he didn't scroll rack in response to try to find something to do with all
Well,
his
he's
open
casting
mana.
something else. He discarded a Mystical Tutor. He's casting a Factor Fiction. That's not bad.
It's not amazing.
It's not amazing either, but it's not bad. Alright, let's see. It's Soul of New Phyrexia. That's pretty good. A Show and Tell, which isn't as important anymore because he's got the Dream Halls in play. Amizium Mortars. I think that's an Into the Royal and the Sphinx. So it's very likely that whatever Rohan does,
Joseph's getting a bomb. More than likely.
Joseph's going to get something that's very hard to deal with. And I would outside of maybe a 4-1 pile, I would probably take the Sphinx just because I can't. Ooh. I disagree with that. I think Rohan is overestimating the value of the show and tell, and he gave Joseph both Sphinx and a card to cast Sphinx, and now Joseph has a second bomb that he can hard cast next turn.
Yep.
Well, he's vampiric tutoring. That's not bad.
Hopefully he can find something to actually deal with the Sphinx.
I feel like vampiric tutor is 2 life. It might be 3. Well, this list is wrong, apparently, because it doesn't have vampiric tutor.
Well, keep in mind things were added.
Yeah, I thought this list was...
No, I'm pretty sure Vampiric Tutor recently came out, because I could have sworn it was in the Holiday Cube before.
No, it wasn't. It is 2 life, so Rohan's going to go to 18. And he can draw that card off his scroll rack, or just draw it naturally. I guess he did that at the end of his turn. Because it is an instant, so... Whatever it is, I hope it was an answer to a 6/6 flying lifelink first strike vigilance
Well, it's
with
gonna
protection
have
of
to
red
be.
and green. Now, Rohan does play black, which means he could have black removal, which would be a very good answer to the Sphinx. But he's got to have it. And the fact that he hasn't played it yet is making me suspicious. That's a Hypnotic Spectre. Which is not very good in this situation. It is a 2/2 flyer and nothing else.
Maybe he's just trying to find something to block it, but that's not a great game plan here. Like,
It's
you
not,
need an actual answer.
Because
you
even
can't
if he stalls, Joseph still gains more life.
Right.
And I feel like Joseph's is the deck with more inevitability because he's playing a bombs type deck. And at this point, he can cast. Oh, he's got a bonfire, so he doesn't even have to. I mean, I guess he's just gonna bonfire for 3 for
Yep.
shits and giggles, because why not? Rohan doesn't play blue, so he's not gonna counter it. That looks like an Elish Norn in his hand.
Wow.
So he's gonna take 6 and 5. So he's now down to, or 6 and 3. Excuse me. So he's now down to 9. Joseph's gonna go to 26. Rohan, I would assume that's what he found off his Vampiric Tutor, was that Elish Norn. He can cast it now, but he still has a 4/4 flying lifelink vigilance beater that's gonna kill him. So, and Elish Norn only does 4 damage, so it's not gonna race the Sphinx.
Right.
And if Joseph has an answer for the Elish Norn, then I think Rohan's just really in trouble. Well, it doesn't look like he has one at the moment. I have to imagine if he had one, he'd play it. But he is going to put Rohan to 5. And he's going to put himself up to 30, which is quite the difference. It's going to be very difficult for Rohan to overcome. He still needs some way to deal with the Sphinx in the air, and he needs to hope that Joseph doesn't have an answer to the Elish Norn. Because if he has an answer to the Elish Norn, Rohan just dies next
I'm
turn.
really surprised we haven't seen any black removal of any sort. There's the Goyf, just
No.
like I said.
It looks like they're counting. I don't think there's any artifacts. He's probably like a 3/4 with a +2/+2. It's a good start, but the problem is he can't actually swing with the Goyf because the Sphinx has protection from it. So while the Sphinx can't kill the Goyf, probably I don't know exactly what's in the graveyards, but I assume it's at least a 3/4. In which case it cannot kill it. While it can't kill it, it will gain an extra 4 life a turn. There's a Grey Merchant, but that's only going to extort for 2, and that, while it makes it so that now...
It buys him a turn, which is good, but Doesn't really, again, doesn't solve a problem.
Well, it only buys him a turn if... Okay, Joseph took 6 damage, so he's at 24. It only buys him a turn if Joseph top decks a removal spell right now. Because he's still dead in 2 turns.
Right.
At the current space.
Electrolyze.
So he actually would have been dead there if he hadn't had that.
It takes him to 2 because he swung, right?
Not yet. That's Incinerate, I believe, which is 3 damage, so he's dead.
Yep. And Joseph gets it 2-0.
Yeah, it took it pretty convincingly. The first game was much closer. That Joseph kind of stabilized with a bonfire and pulled his way there.
Bonfire will do that.
But this game was not very close. Rohan, I don't know if he kept a very slow hand, or he was just all in on that green source that ended up getting wastelanded, or what. I don't know. But that was not very close, even in a little bit. So.
We're doing a top 4 cut after 4 rounds. I'm pretty sure top 4 is going to split, so I think this is the end of our streaming. I know that Shing and Barry both went undefeated, and they were the only undefeated, so they drew in this round to lock themselves as the top 2. And so we got a few other people fighting it out.
We can kind of see Joseph go through his deck. It looks like it's not even really red, blue, unfair stuff. He's got a little bit that's like really... He's got the show and tell, he's got the sneak attack, he's got the dream halls. But in terms of things to cheat into play, I saw a Sphinx and I saw a Soul of New Phyrexia, and that's all I saw. So there's a possibility.
That's what he saw too, and that's all it takes.
The Sphinx is very, very difficult for Rohan to beat, as we saw. It's just a very strong card that's very difficult to remove, and he rode it to victory. So we will come back, at least to let you guys know if this is in fact the last round, or if there's going to be another one after this. But if not, thank you for watching.